Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. How are we doing? I don't know. This looks a bit...
Janky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
guess...
think it'll be alright when we stop doing other things. Here it goes better now.
Yeah. Here we are. Once again, it's myself, Alex Borton. This is Jeremy Walker. Those are the things that it says. I'm glad it said that because...
you forget your name regularly.
I forget my name and your own name. But welcome into this. Don't get me started. My mic is working, which is always good. Last time we did this, it was a bit crazy, wasn't it?
Everything went fucking wrong. Yeah. And so I brought my my trusty fan I used to cool down my laptop that kept fucking up when I was streaming, fan, to try and keep your laptop cool in this
We've
heat.
even got a fan in front of us, a tower fan that you can't see that's spinning round.
That's to keep us cool, though.
That's to keep us cool.
Not to keep the laptop cool.
Because we get very angry and we need to cool down.
It's true. And generally warm.
So if you can hear the subtle buzz of a fan, let us know, but I literally don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Say the number, Bart.
Say the line, Bart. Welcome to this. Don't get me started. 136. It's creeping ever upwards. And thank you very much, Will, for dropping us some bits. 136 bits.
Very kind.
Yes,
with every passing week, the number increases by one.
By one.
Except for last week and some other weeks, because fuck you.
I mean, I don't really remember. And I don't really care.
We've done quite well this year, to be fair. We were due a few off weeks.
Yeah.
I think
Did we get it wrong last week? They kept saying that...
No, as in we didn't do one last week.
Oh, yeah, well, I get that. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I bet there was one. But at any rate, welcoming literally everybody. See loads of really cool people in the chat. Look, Goblin T-Power's here.
Yeah, first
Joe's
time chat
here.
my ass, though. It said first time chat.
First time chat.
And I'm like, first time chat my ass.
First time chat? No, I don't know. Yes. So welcome in, and welcome in to everybody. Townsend's here, Will's here, Keris is here, Dr. Fruitbat's here, Harmstone's here. It's just like a wonderful crowd of people.
And Harmstone. Easy joke is easy.
I know.
You know, I'm gonna reach for that low-hanging fruit every single time.
I was very shattered last week. And so we didn't have a show last week because we were both very tired. But as it turned out, I was also ill.
Yeah, I was not ill, but I had done a lot of activity, and my body said, "Do you know what, mate? Could you fucking stop at some point and just sit? That would be great." And so that's what I did. I stopped and I sat.
That's a good plan. As will be borne out by one of my This Is Happenings, I was last week tired because the bank holiday weekend was renewal, and I'd had a balls to the wall, staying up late, getting up early routine that had left me shattered once I decided to stop. I'd driven home from LARP and I was fine, like driving along the road, no tiredness or sleeping and dragging off to the side of the road, just bright as a button, coming all the way back home. And as soon as I got home, I was like, bop. And then the next day I felt really tired and I was like, I can't do this fucking show. But turns out I was also ill and I was all feverish and had a crazy dream.
I had a dream.
I had a crazy dream. I'm trying to remember what it was I was trying to do, but there was a task I had to do in my dream. That's how you know it's a fever dream. A task I couldn't achieve that I kept trying to add up and do, and I'm like, oh bollocks, I'm having a stupid dream.
I had a crazy, stupid dream the other day. I talked about it on the effing racing show, actually. I don't know where this came from, and it's very difficult to work out where your dreams come from. But I had a dream that for some reason I was put in charge of football in the UK, as in soccer, kick the ball around, football in the UK.
Really?
Which, if you know me in any way, shape or form, you will realise that is an awesome idea.
That's amazing.
Because I know everything about soccer, and every move that I make will be met with nothing but pure adulation. And so the moves that I made in my dream included the decision that there were just too many teams in the UK.
Yes.
Far too many teams. And so I was going to merge some of them.
Oh, nice. Good idea.
And I went about merging teams with very little regard / deliberate wanton cuntitude in relation to their rivalry. So, the first team that I created was United Manchester City. And obviously, being that the people of Manchester love each other and
they live in the same
two
city.
teams, there's never been any issue between those two fan bases, right? I don't think a single tear has been shed, let alone blood.
So you just called it Manchester as well. You wouldn't need to be United or City. You could just call it Manchester United.
Yeah,
by its knowledge.
But I like to have a thing after the name. Some kind of animal. Or, a brick or something. But yeah.
So what was it called? Manchester
United Manchester City, because
Okay, yeah.
Smushy.
It wasn't like the Manchester Tigers or anything like that.
No. I would have gone with bees, I think, for Manchester.
The Manchester Bees.
They love bees.
They do
Manchester,
love bees, yeah.
So, yeah, I would have gone with Manchester Bees.
The Manchester
Famously
Bees.
easygoing, absolutely. Yeah.
Did you also, can I jump ahead here and maybe predict that you also had a team which was both Arsenal and Tottenham together?
I didn't get that far, no. For some reason I stayed mostly north. The other teams that I thrust upon each other were Liverpool and Everton.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because that still makes no
Liverton.
sense to me. Like, why does Everton exist? What a fucking waste of space.
I don't understand at all.
I went then even further north again and merged Newcastle and Sunderland.
Oh, yeah, nice.
They love each other as well. They just, they just don't know.
Yeah.
And then I woke up, but I'm sure I probably would have got to Arsenal and Tottenham, and that probably would have exhausted my knowledge of football teams that fucking hate each other.
That would have removed 3 teams from a 20-team league, I believe, because you're like,
yeah. I mean, I would have definitely gone further, and
of course,
like down here,
Can we do other
there's no
ones?
need for like Folkestone and Hawkinge and Dover and like all
Ali's
of them to have a team. Just fucking have a like East Kent team.
Bristol City and Bristol Rovers could be Bristol United.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. Why would Bristol have any more than one team?
Fucking blows my mind. They're having
too many teams in London. London can have 2 at the most.
Yeah,
I would
for West London and East London.
Sure. Yeah.
Or North and South.
But also included in that are London suburbs. You can just get in fucking London and not fuck around as well.
I think it would be amazing if you said, "Oh no, can we make it 4 London teams? Because there's loads of them, and you can north, south, east, west. And like, if you're in that bit, your fucking team is just merged with everybody else in that. We draw a line. We've got to do this. We've got to get a map of all the teams and just go blonk.
I mean, I might go through and actually just merge all these teams, because the other idea that my dream self had was that it was about kind of sharing the money out and then making it so that we would just have like a Premier League of super teams and maybe like a development kind of Division 1, and then everyone else, fuck off, you're playing Sunday League for a pint. That's all.
Do you know what? I think they did try to come up with a Super League.
They did, a European League, and it was met with pure bile and hatred.
Everyone everywhere just went...
But it's because it was being led by like the Saudis, and it was just a money grabber.
Yeah.
I have the purest of intentions, and it's to grow the sport away from the money that that I assume, the
beautiful game, Jeremy.
It's not beautiful. They kick a ball around and sweat. How beautiful can it be?
They call it the beautiful game, and who are we to say that they are wrong?
I haven't got time to go into who I am to say that, but just rest assured, I am the authority on it. Yeah.
But, I mean, like, it strikes me that a Super League is something that a lot of fans would want, because they always bang on about the Champions League. All these guys, they bloody love the Champions League and whether their team's getting the Champions League. And it's going to be like Man City, Man United, I don't know who else, and then Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and a couple of others. Do you know what I mean? And everyone will just watch that. Like, if you had 6 teams and just everyone you can be in one of those. You can be a fan of one of those teams. Yeah, and that's it.
And also, the league goes on for far too long. Like, they said they were talking about the off season that they have the other day. It was like May, and that was it. That's not an off season.
Oh, by the way, yeah,
the other day, fucking away for longer.
The football was on. The football was on, Jeremy. And then I blinked like that, and then the football was back on again. It was insane. They just had the FA Cup, and they had the Champions League, and then they kind of had some... I I felt like the amount of time was just another interval, so another half time.
It was even less than usual this year. I think it was.
Suddenly it was August, and they were like, "Oh, we're off again."
And I don't know how I knew this, but it's because of the World Cup happened in the winter. It meant that the league was pushed later into the year. But even without that, it's far too long a season. Nobody wants to be playing soccer in like the blazing sunshine either. So don't start until like October, and then you can play in the rain and suffer like you should all the way through to like April, and then you call it a day.
I like this idea of merging all these teams together.
Yeah, we'll do a spreadsheet. It's going to be great.
10 teams maybe total in the Premier League.
Socktober. That's when you know it starts. Is it Socktober yet? No. So there's no soccer yet. You've got to wait till Socktober.
There should be constant team balancing. Transfers are decided by performance rather than money.
Draft.
Yeah, until every team is perfectly equal. Everyone would love that if they truly care about sportsmanship.
Yeah, I mean, of all of the faults with the American system of everything, I do feel like the drafting system of the shittest team each year gets the pick of the young, fresh players.
Yeah,
I think that works for the best. Because that was the other thing that struck me in my dream, and I went on a big rant about it, unsurprisingly. It seems to me that the Premier League, and even through the other kind of top divisions, don't really give a fuck about developing the game at like a school level.
No,
really.
Well, no, like grassroots.
There's no grassroots.
There's no like people being picked from. I mean, I guess people go and try out.
There isn't even like a proper school league, like a nationwide school league. Sport is just totally lacking in British schools. I say British schools. I can't speak for Scotland. I've never been there, but I can speak for England and Wales.
I've been there, but I didn't check out the football.
Did you not?
Football, no.
What the fuck were you doing?
I went to a comedy festival. I didn't think about going to check out what the state of grassroots football was in Scotland.
Just wasting everyone's time, mate.
I know. I feel like I have let everyone down. I really want to move this down at the moment. I hope it doesn't break it. That's probably fine. Yeah, see, look, let's go. So, yes. Wow. We just talked about football for ages. You know, for someone who doesn't care about football, Jez has an awful lot of opinions on it. Yeah, but Jez has opinions about everything. That's the point of this show.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's why we say you say something and then we talk about it.
And we talk about it. You could, I could know absolutely nothing about whatever you say, and I'm still going to have an opinion on it because...
you don't have to be... I don't think you need to be a manager. You know, at work, people become managers, but they don't know the nitty-gritty of what everyone does.
Oh, yeah. There is no manager in the world that knows what the fuck they're doing.
As a result, I could be a manager of a football team just by,
existing.
Project managing the shit out of it and getting the best out of people, which I could just do anyway. I reckon I'd be a great football manager. These guys know how to play the game. They don't need me. Do you know what? It's the worst thing in the world when I watch these guys on the football pitch and there's someone going, no, play deeper, Rooney. Play less deep, Rooney.
I mean, there's no micro playing, is there? But there is micro managing.
You see him at the side. You see him cut to the side. And yeah, Scott, kick it up. Yeah, good. Or no. Like, no one's receiving that information at that speed and going. The gaffer just told us to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just told us to score a goal, and we went and scored one. We all know you got to score a goal, mate.
That said, in rugby, they're not allowed to actually coach during the game, and they're sat up in the stands.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but then they have. Like, there are plenty of teams that just walk around not really knowing what the fuck to do, and they just look hopeless, and they've got no direction. And I feel like a coach on the side would fix that.
I wonder if it's possible, if you're such a good coach, and this is where I'm kind of going with it, is that you've inspired your team so well with nothing to do with football, but just loads of pep talks and kind of team bonding and all this sort of stuff that you do in the office, and all that bullshit, whether it just puts them together like such a good team, but you just never mention football at all. And then you just go and throw them up against somebody, and it's like, look, we know you know how to play the game. Kick it to each other and shit. Like Ted Lasso, a bit like Ted Lasso. Yeah, much like Ted Lasso. It's great stuff. But even in that one, they do drill them. They do kind of run around kicking balls. I was suggesting
kick a ball.
If they can manage that themselves, I won't be there for that. Just run around and kick it, and ideally kick it to get each other.
Yeah. So. Rugby is ideal for you, really, because you can just sit in the stands drinking a wine while your players do their fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you should be a rugby coach.
Can you imagine it's like It'd be brilliant if I was a rugby coach and people would say, "Have you ever played rugby?" And I'd be like, "No." And then they'd say, "Have you ever coached rugby?" I said, "Not until now." And they said, "And what's that's incredible. That's incredible that you're coaching rugby without any skills at all." And I'm like, "It's not that incredible. We've lost every game this season." And they'd just be like, "Oh, right, yeah." Rugby is also inherently posh, so perfect for Alex. I don't really understand rugby.
Also, it's not posh. Like, I know they say that it's the posh game. When you have like football and rugby, it's like rugby is played by posh people and soccer is played by hooligans. I'm like, no, they're all hooligans. It's just they use glass to be a hooligan in football, and they don't in rugby. That's really the only difference.
But anyway, they've got very sporty today here, but welcome in to Don't Get Me Started.
Yeah.
Lots of
We didn't even talk about the fact that the NFL's back on Thursday.
Well, we're going to get that to get begging men.
All right, shall I go to Bird of Bird?
Heard about it.
Bird of Bird.
In a world filled with haps and naps, two men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
That really took longer than I was expecting, and I was wondering if it had worked. And I was sat there waiting for it to take over my face, and I didn't think it was going to happen.
It did it in the end, though, didn't
but
it?
It did it in the end. Yeah. We got there. It just took a while. This is happening.
Yeah.
It's the
Stuff's
segment.
been happening this week, and people might want to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's what we do. It's the segment in which we share our haps, the good things, and our naps, the bad things.
Share them with your
the channel points that you have, because you're here all the time.
Yeah.
I love that you still call them chat bugs.
Chat bugs. Forgotten down that moment. What are they called? Chat bugs.
Yeah.
Chat bugs.
No, that's what yours were called.
That's what mine were called. Yeah.
Can't even remember what mine were called.
You were like squirrel nuts or some bullshit.
Acorns. Yeah, probably.
Acorns.
Child acorns.
American football's back, Jeremy.
American football. Coming again to pass the motherfucking ball, yeah, American.
Yes, now there's going to be a season ahead of me of talking to,
A season ahead of you, mate. I've heard more about best ball in the last, month than I ever have in my life. And that's not an exaggeration.
Best ball, oh, what a game. Well, when I lose every part of my best ball, but I made a lot of money last year, so I'm just using it to bankroll what I'm doing now. Who knows what I'll get out of it. I'm very excited, win or lose, really.
It's an investment, really.
It is, and I think I'm doing quite well at it at the moment, but it is quite hard, and I thought it would be easier than this. I'm on a Discord all about best ball, and I might go in with just guys, I have done this many things. I'm from England. I've been trying to do as many as I can, but time, money, constraints, things. And I have to say, everybody, I thought the best ball, based on the knowledge you guys give me on the podcast and what you guys will say, my own brain and articles I've read, was going to be pretty straightforward. But it isn't at all. It's fucking a Christ-opportunity. But yes, aside from that, I'm looking forward to a season of me mentioning that I like American football to people, and then them telling me, isn't it a bit like rugby? Why does it keep stop and start? It's shit and boring.
And then them just randomly trying to name drop teams Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
I remember them in the 80s. Who else was there? The Cowboys. Texas
Bears?
Cowboys, is it? Texas Cowboys.
That's it, isn't it? Do you know, people name checking the NFL teams they know is a bit like going to a foreign language and wanting a gold star for saying bonjour. Do you know what I mean? You go to...
It is identical to that, in fact.
You know what I mean?
Such a great analogy. Yeah. And you can guarantee,
bonjour!
If you take somebody, our age or older, and they're not into it, and you ask them to name 4 teams from the NFL, it will be the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the 49ers, and the Bears.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe the Redskins, which you're not allowed to say anymore.
No one ever says Buccaneers. No one I know ever says Buccaneers.
No.
No one says, hey, I'm a Bucks fan. I never hear that.
No, well, that's because back when it was on, Channel 4 here and it was popular, the Buccaneers were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And they played in, horrible, off-brown, orangey puke colour. So nobody liked them anyway.
Do you know something about that, Jeremy? I know this is a very sportsy show all of a sudden, but they call the jerseys, our orange jerseys, creamsicle.
Mm.
And I just want them to stop because
Yes.
they look shit.
Yeah,
I
creamsicle.
can't get behind them, and they keep calling them that dumb fucking shit.
Creamsicle sounds like something that you're going to get at the end of a porno. To be quite honest with you,
Give me a creamsicle.
I'm just here for the creamsicle. Like
Creamsicle, shut up.
all over the face, just creamsicle all over the face.
I don't know, but
There isn't really a way you can segue out of that. Is
no,
there?
I was thinking about segueing into one of our segments, but I just didn't want to talk about it and raise that too much high in the mix. But yeah, I'm just. Oh, by the way, Hannah, I was going to say Hannah's mum, my sister-in-law, Fiona. When I mentioned American football the other time when we all met up, immediately Fiona went, "It just keeps starting. It's super boring." And I thought to myself,
You're not intelligent enough for this game.
I don't think I want to tell you. I'm just not going to have this conversation, so I just didn't have it. I didn't even say fair enough or any words came out of my mouth.
Yeah, no, a younger me would have had that argument, but I'm just too tired now, and I just can't be bothered.
Because the thing about it is the people that don't like it, I remember at break
You're not
time,
going to change their mind.
No. And this goes
So
for
who gives
anything,
a
really.
shit? Yeah.
I love ranting and everything like that, but just don't bother arguing with people because they don't agree with you and it's a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah.
Just stop and go, okay. Because I was at work one time at breaks and there's a guy called Leon and he was running down that kind of like, yeah, well, he loves rugby as well. He's South African and he just loves his rugby.
It's in the blood there.
Right? And he said, he said, oh, I don't get it. I said, it's a very different sport. He's like, but it's like rugby. I said, it isn't
It's
like rugby.
not, though.
It's not like rugby.
That's the
It's
biggest misconception.
It's a different sport altogether. And he's like, yeah, but in rugby it does this, and then in this it does that. And I'm like, well, stop comparing them.
You
because
understand that it's
they're
different.
not the same. They're different. It's a different game. So many times I get people saying, it's all stop-start. And I'm like, yeah, well, so is tennis, you know. Sometimes...
So's pretty much every sport.
Yeah, it just stops and starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way the game works.
The only difference is, in American football, they stop the clock so that they don't waste any of the game time, whereas you just lay around waiting for somebody to be stretched off in the other one, and the clock keeps running, and you add extra time at the end, because that makes sense.
This is the perspective I have from things. If someone has a perspective of something, then the other perspective can't be right? So if American football had been the first thing that had happened and we all loved it, and then someone came along with soccer, weird, and it kept free flowing, everyone's perspective would be it keeps going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just that, so it just keeps going. I'm like, and the other people are like, yeah.
I've got no time to breathe. I just
why
want
does
a
it keep
break.
going all the time?
When am I supposed to go and get a snack? Like,
Whatever
what
the
the
thing
fuck is
would
this?
be, whatever the prevalent feeling, as soon as there's something else, it just blows people's minds.
And it is basically a massive herd mentality. I don't like this because other people don't like this. And the prevailing opinion is that this is bad. So therefore, I'm going to mix in and share the opinion of the majority.
It just works on so many fucking things. And you just get to this point where you're like, I just can't be bothered to...
No.
And I would say something reasonable. I said, yeah, I get it if you don't like that, but I think you should give it a go, you know. And then they say, oh, I've watched it. I've definitely watched it. I didn't understand it, but I've watched it. I'm like, you haven't watched it. You haven't given it a go.
No.
What would you... And when Fiona said, it's just boring, I thought, yeah, all those fucking mega long bombs where the guy catches the ball and toe taps and everyone's like nail-biting finishes. And like, remember that Bills-Vikings game we watched in that bar that time in Munich when we went to see that? And
fantastic.
It's like, what a dull fucking game we'll be watching. Do you know? I mean, just like...
Like, swapping the score back and forth constantly.
Everyone was on the edge of their
Constant
seats, and
scoring.
it's like...
Yeah.
I can't make people have fun. It's just so hard. Anyway, football's almost back, and I'm very excited.
Me too, because the Bears, the monsters of the Midway, might, fingers crossed, not suck.
Ooh.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to get my hopes up. I've been burned before.
I feel that we will suck.
We will suck us.
We might. I
believe in the Bucks, to be honest with you. And it's because I believe in Baker Mayfield. Fuck all your other players. But Baker Mayfield's going to carry your team to victory. I can see it now.
My desire to want us to win even more is because everyone on Facebook that's a fan is writing us off, basically. If anything, they're like such children, the fans. I think of anything, but I'm only speaking for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I don't follow any other sporting team, but I bet you it's the same fucking everybody. As soon as it doesn't go even 100% their way. Even if you've got the best team in the world, say you're a Manchester City fan, and they're really good, and you've got great players in. At the moment that fucking Haaland, I don't know, that Haaland or whatever, as soon as he just doesn't score a goal, they're total shit. They're fucking terrible. No one kind of goes, oh, they're amazing. They're so under such scrutiny.
Blah, 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 out. Every time. Just immediately
whoever
they call
out
for the coach's head.
And it's Todd Bowles is our head coach, and everyone is like, Todd Bowles is shit. I don't even know why he's got the job. He's total shit. We're gonna win 4-13 this year, and we're gonna be fucking shit, and we won't be good until Todd Bowles is out. He was shit last year. He'll be shit this year. We got a shit team. Why haven't we got Brady anymore? I don't understand what's going on. And it's all like this. And these guys are American who know what they're talking. And I just want us to do well. Just be like, hey, we could. I think I went there on one point, which I never ever do, and just go, how about we all just like support the team, guys? Just like get behind them a little bit instead of going, oh no, just get behind them. Just get behind them. Anyway, so
that's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
As always, to anybody, open invitation to come and watch some football on Sunday nights.
Especially if you don't know how it works and you want to watch it.
Yeah. That's often the barrier, is not knowing how it works. We will explain it to you.
Are we going to get a load of flies in like we did last time?
Maybe.
Because we've got one now, haven't we? I've seen one. We've actually got some fly strips sitting on the edge of the thing there.
I don't think it's an instant thing.
No.
Oh, I almost had him. I have killed today 4 flies. 4 flies I have killed today.
4 flies.
4 flies. One of them, it was fucking incredible, and I enjoyed it greatly. Fat bastard fly, just swatted it out of the air.
Nice. This one's fucking annoying me.
Almost.
Let's get rid of this. The flies are coming for this quality sports content.
The flies!
All right, let's talk about something else that Joe likes.
Fine.
Have you heard of the band Belle and Sebastian?
I have.
They're wicked.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really good. They're Scottish, and they're very whimsical and very chill, very acousticy and super indie.
You just listed a lot of things that I find a bit too kitschy and wind me up, to be honest.
And they were recently had a concert. Reasonably recently. Tim went to it. I presume Joe.
Well, that
Joe
tells me everything I need to know.
Tim and Joe, Tim and Joe would get on really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they were both single, I'd consider trying to get them together.
Does Joe relentlessly share content on Facebook?
No, actually, she doesn't do that.
Fair enough.
But she does like at least 2 of the bands that he likes. Jez loves indie. Jez famously, I don't think, does like indie and railed against the concept of indie at one point, I think.
Yeah, I like the music that people call indie, but there's no such thing as indie. It's not a thing.
But
anyway.
Joe and Tim both like Belle and Sebastian and a very dull band called The National, who are super dull, don't listen to them. Okay. But they both like them.
So if we ship them together, is there like couple named Jim?
Jim? What's the other one?
Off to see Jim, going on a double date with Jim. Damn
Otherwise
it, Jim.
It'd be Toe.
That's good. I like that.
If we got easy. And The National are great. I feel bad because it was such an obvious thing to just annoy Joe a little bit. Not annoy her, but just kind of just prod.
And that's
prod
what we
Joe.
do here. We prod.
We prodded you.
We prod. What's hap for you? Because I asked that knowing that your haps are going to bring round some of these people.
It's winter, Jeremy. It's finally managed to make it. I've written it down. It's winter. We've thrown off the shackles of summer. It's chilly now.
I mean,
it's September.
I don't know what you're seeing, but as far as I'm concerned, summer has finally arrived. The last 2 days have been the hottest days of the year.
It's mental, isn't
and
it?
The highest they've been is like 33, which is not really that hot, but it has been hot in comparison to the bullshit that we've had all summer. So
you like the sun.
I love the sun.
And you like a lot of other people.
See, says here, hap, sunshine. In case I forgot, you can't read that, but it says sunshine right there.
What I will say is that one of this year, especially, but in many years, the pastime of the British public is to talk about when the sun is happening and be annoyed when it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody with...
Oh, fuck me.
That's a giant moth. I haven't seen anybody with their like time for a barbecue bullshit posts this year, really.
I haven't seen anyone do the summer loading kind of thing, and then it hasn't loaded. The loading bar hasn't finished yet. By the way,
you can shut the windows if you like. I give you permission.
Thank you.
The fans will hopefully do the business. Can you hear the fans, by the way? Definitely not turning them off now that he's shutting the windows, but do let us know if you can hear the fan in the background. I get the impression that maybe a little bit, but it's tolerable. Anybody listening on headphones, I'm particularly interested in your thoughts. No, says Will. Not hugely, says Harmstone. That's a sample size that's good enough for me.
Because we were getting to the situation where a couple more flies had come in, and then a massive moth came in, and we were like...
Yeah, and I don't know if you recall the last episode, but the flies were so prevalent that they were the main focus of the stream, and they were flying past the camera pretty aggressively, and you could see them very clearly when you watched back in 4K especially. Yeah. So,
and we spent the next 20 minutes...
I got them all. I went on a killing spree. It was fantastic.
Honestly, if there were 18 flies, he got 16 of them.
Yeah. This one's gonna bite the dust now. I'm just gonna have to move the microphone a little bit so I don't hit that. If I put that there and point it at my face, it might be okay. But when this comes past again, I'm gonna fucking get it.
You got like 5 flies last time. I didn't get that many. I just don't have the killing. I honestly, after you went, I got a few more, but my killing was not.
The problem is, they come from the light, and then I look directly at the light, and then I can't see a thing. So, who knows?
But yes, it isn't really winter, but
no.
I do like the fact it's now coming into this part of the year that I quite enjoy that. It
can stay like this as far as I'm concerned.
I'm fine with that, but I think there's a feeling in the air because it's just like a nice time of year. I go to Essen. There's NFL on. It gets a bit Halloweeny, Thanksgiving into Christmas.
I do like some of those things, like Thanksgiving and the NFL and all that kind of stuff. But can it not do that in at least the warm? It doesn't even have to be hot. Just not cold and rainy would be nice.
Yes. Anyway, welcome in, Ellie. Good to see you.
Yeah, I think we've had a few other arrivals. Hello to anybody that we haven't said hello to. Lady Soros jumped in. We'll get to your haps in a moment. I'm sorry, what now?
6 Sub-Zero. 6X Sub-Zero.
Hello, Ali. I did see you earlier. Hello.
Get over here! He's Sub-Zero from the video game Mortal Kombat, Jeremy.
He wasn't Get Over Here, though. That was the yellow Sub-Zero.
Oh.
I've forgotten his name.
Scorpion.
Was he Scorpion? I thought Scorpion was the purple one.
What does Sub-Zero say?
Brrr.
The Iceman cometh. I think he just
Hadouken some...
He Hadouken some frost at you. And also, Jeremy, he iced the floor so the guy would like slip on it, which I never saw used effectively. Maybe you, Sub-Zero, would tell us how you use that and what your phrase was.
What has he said?
Has anyone really been far as decided to use, even go, want to do look more like? No, I've never actually ever, Sub-Zero, even go as far as to consider looking nearly like that, basically. Not once, ever. Seldom do I often consider that. Infrequently at best, if I might say so. Does that answer your question? God, I hope so. It's that sort of content you ain't getting anywhere else. But welcome in. Sorry, that was loud. Sub-Zero. Blue Ninja. Here's the Blue Ninja.
There certainly were words. That's all I can say to that. Some words happened, and it hurt my brain.
Infrequently at best. Seldom.
Am I having a stroke? I think this is the stroke stream. Yeah.
Welcome in.
It'll certainly be the stroke stream later.
You sig motherfucker.
Be a preview for you there. Yeah. Should we look at some of their haps and naps then?
Must we?
Well, we don't have to.
Let's.
It's really about us, but
it's all about you.
We like to think that
that's another song that Joe likes. McFly.
That was 2 weeks ago, so this is now Hat from Tamsinaki. Hello, Tamsinaki. I don't think I said hello to you today. Watching 2 guys eating 5 guys.
When 2 become 5. Really? Watching 2 guys eating 5 guys?
That's a pretty fucking epic evening, to be honest. Watching us while eating a...
Is that 10 guys in total? Like...
is it? Do you multiply
Each one is having 5 guys.
Mate, this got sexy quick.
One guy gets 5 and one guy gets 5. That's 10 guys total. Just think of the toppings, Jeremy. You can have as many as you want.
You can go all the way.
If 1 in 10 of them has a nut allergy, well, there could be some problems.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to go to Five Guys if you've got a nut allergy.
No.
It's literally all nuts.
5 Guys is like a Letha Kryptonite.
Yeah,
that is true.
Which means that you haven't had a Five Guys in a while, which is disappointing.
No, it's 7 because it's 2 eating 5. You think so? I don't think you're right, Ellie. I don't think your maths is right on that one.
I don't know how to segue out of that, so I'm not
I
going
can't
to.
keep talking about it, man.
Hat from Harmstone.
I'm just in a really stupid mood.
Apparently so, yeah.
Your mathematics. That's what they say in England. Mathematics.
I'll accompany you to the Five Guys, Jez. I'm not that desperate, Harmstone. That was outrageous, I'm sorry. A hat from Harmstone. Channel 4's terrible catch-up service now has international versions of Taskmaster, most of which are brilliant. He keeps banging on about this Taskmaster thing. I don't even like the British one, to be honest.
I quite enjoy the British one.
I'm not a fan.
I like things when they're in clip form on my TikToks and shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty on board with most of the kind of reality TV kind of stuff that he pushes on me.
He
But
peddles.
Taskmaster, I'm like, nah, it's not doing it for me. Sorry. Yeah.
Maths.
Yeah, we call it maths here because there's more than one of them.
Yeah.
You don't just do a
Math,
do you?
But do you know what? Sometimes I like, when I watch a lot of American teen drama stuff because I like it, and they'll say math, and I gotta do math, and I'm like, that's weird, but
do you know what blows my mind?
What blows your mind, Jeremy?
So, in America,
yes,
they say math, singular.
Yes.
But they also say sports, plural.
Right, yeah.
Whereas here in the UK, we say maths, plural, but sport, singular.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck happened that made us all wrong? Like,
I don't know.
They're all plurals. There's more than one of all of it. It's maths and sports. Can we just stop dicking around and put S's on things?
It's a Carolina thing. You can't trust these Carolina
Do
women.
America call it mathematic? I don't think they do. No, exactly. They call it mathematics. So, yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, I kind of want to get into it, so...
I'll put my soapboc away.
Soapboc.
I guess...
Soapboc sounds like a really shit transformer. Soapboc, transform! And another thing!
It sounds like Starscream.
They all do.
But with a lisp.
It's a Warburton's bread box thing that you can stand on and it just transforms into a... That's good. That's really good. I can't... Soapboc.
Oi, Soapboc. Turn back into a bread bin. I need to get a roll out.
There is it's night and day between our impressions of a transformer.
I may have transformed more than you in our lifetimes.
It feels like we should have transformed the same amount given when they came. Me even more so. I've been transforming noises for longer than you have.
Probably.
But that doesn't explain. I'm just saying, maybe I think my thing is that
I'm quite good at Foley effects though. I'm like a human Foley.
We do know that math is short for mathematics. It's just
do you though? Could you tell the rest of your people?
Your nation.
Spread the word, Ellie J, because I do not think that people actually do know.
Ellie, get on your soapbox and tell people about it.
There's only one of them, so it's Soapboc.
Let the word go forth from this place. We shall stop saying mathematics as math and say maths. Hey!
Because there's more than one of them, and it just makes fucking sense.
No, we won't.
You can't take my freedom. I'll say math if I want. Next stream, I'll shout it from the heavens. Please do. I will be checking.
Math.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Ellie J. I will hold you to this.
On your next stream. That's the first thing. She starts her stream and she just starts. I think she should just say maths all the time. Just say I'll say you can say maths. If you start saying maths to Americans, I'll say something to the English. There must be something.
Sports. They need to know that it's sports. There's more than one of them.
Yeah. Speaking of wrong
S. Buffaloes. Yeah.
Buffaloes.
Yeah, I was watching the college football on the weekend, and the University of Colorado, their team mascot, or whatever that word is. Can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing that they name their team after.
Yeah.
Is Buffaloes.
Yeah.
But they spell it Buffalo ES, and I'm like, is that right? I feel like it's probably not.
How do you do potatoes plural?
Like that? ES. Yeah.
Oh, well, they're probably right then.
It is probably right, but you look at it and I'm like, that looks.
The Colorado
weird.
Buffaloes.
The Colorado Buffaloes, who are head coached by Prime Sanders. I've forgotten what his first name is. What the fuck is his first name? Deion Sanders. Very, very famous player.
Deion Sanders.
And the Buffaloes, the Colorado Buffaloes, are quarterbacked by his son.
Oh.
Shaheen
Sanders?
Shaheen Sanders, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know him through his father.
It's quite good too. He threw for 512 yards in the game on Saturday. It was a fucking incredible game. They whooped TCU, who are a ranked team.
One to watch.
And Colorado only won one game last year.
Sports!
Anyway,
all about sports
we're back
here
to
tonight!
Sports. See? We've talked about multiple of them on this stream, so it must be sports.
Got to get us off this fucking subject, man.
What else is hap? Anyway, that's all to say. Fuck you, Harmstone. I'm not watching Taskmaster from any country. Hat from Goblin Tea Power. I'm here!
Joe, you're here. Let's talk about that. What are you doing here? Because don't you play role-playing games on a Tuesday? Explain yourself.
If you had bothered to partake in our Discord, which I know you don't do very frequently, she did post that her GM is on holiday.
Oh. Oh, okay. Cool. I like it. Genetically modified is on holiday.
The general manager.
Grant maintained schools are on holiday.
You'll have to invite in a guest general manager, a guest host of the week, or perhaps some other kind of entity that just texts in their responses, and Michael Cole can read it out for everyone else.
I would like to say that I pay attention to our Discord, but
that would be a lie.
I don't know. I can't look at it because it's just pictures of Jaeger's dinner. 2 pies Jaeger, they call him. It's like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I think someone threw your dinner at your plate. That's what I think about it. But yeah.
And you can say that openly. Because he won't be here.
I can say that. He's not going to be here. I got to give him his stuff along with loads of other stuff, but he keeps sending me messages saying, I must get that stuff off you. And then I'm like, yeah.
You could do that. Just do it. Less message, more do.
Yes.
Anyway, this is Hap, and also featured on our Discord. Exclamation Discord if you're not in there, but I think at least everyone that we've spoken to is. Hap from Harmstone. That ice cream sundae at my new local.
Oh, I saw a picture of that.
Did you see this picture?
Yeah, it was huge.
It was
massive.
Absolutely massive.
It was huge.
Not quite worthy of going up north for, to be frank.
No.
But it did look pretty substantial, I've got to say.
I remember last year when it was football time, I think me and Aletha and Tom went to watch the football at a sports bar.
Sports.
And they had this thing called the taco, and it was an ice cream cone taco thing. And we weren't sure what it was going to be like, so I bought a taco.
I was going to say, now I want to know, is it more like an ice cream cone? No, because it would just be an ice cream.
Yeah.
So a taco shell filled with ice cream.
But it's kind of folded a little bit. It wasn't really sure what it was. And someone said, yeah, no one really orders it. And I'm like, I'm having one. And it was really hard to eat, and it just melted in my hand and dripped out the bottom.
Like the idea of just a
waste of fucking time.
A hard taco shell filled with ice cream sounds great, but yeah, it does sound like a logistical nightmare.
It didn't really work. My knowledge of it was kind of like wrapped up ice cream in a taco, in a kind of a tortilla wrap, kind of more, and it like folded in a little bit. It didn't really know what it was.
So more like a cannoli.
Yeah, it was a bit strange.
Fair enough.
Child is asleep, finally, says Lady Sorrow. And that is why Lady Sorrow is here. Because the child is asleep. Well done.
News. The child is growing. I've seen some pictures of it on the Book of Face.
Oh, nice.
Definitely growing. That's what they do.
That is what they do.
Nat from Goblin Tea Power. I'm here.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm here.
I mean, ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether it's Hap or Nap that you're here, because we're going to call you a cunt and insult the things you like. So, but it's not a personal thing. We do it to everyone.
That's true. Yes.
We're equal opportunity. Call your stuff shitters.
At one point, I saw Joe walking along past my tent in Renewal, and then I saw her walk past again, like about 2 minutes later, and I
thought that she was stalking you.
I thought there was a glitch in the Matrix, because I thought, is that the same Joe? Or did it just look like Joe? And Aletha was like, that second one wasn't Joe. I'm like, it was Joe. I know what Joe looks like. And she's like, it wasn't Joe. And I was like, not sure.
Cool story, bro.
Was it Joe? Was it not Joe? Joe?
Is this
Joe
not
or no?
Joe?
Is it a Joe or is it a no? It's no. I don't know. I'd only caught a little bit of a look.
Is it Joe or is it the new portmanteau of her
and Tim?
Jim.
I don't know because I didn't see you. I saw you.
I mean, you clearly weren't confident enough to go, Joe!
I think I did say Joe the first time. No, we did say Joe the first time.
The first time, because you were convinced it was Joe the first time. The second time is where you had question.
I think
you did not commit.
I think I just wanted to make a joke.
And go, Joe! For a
Joe!
second time. So now next time, every time you see her, even if it's been like seconds, you just go, Joe! And I know Alex, I literally
that would
just
annoy
left.
the shit out of her, so
Yeah,
I definitely
exactly.
want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm really oblivious. You could have done. That's true. I walked past the Jereg bake sale. I never have any money. One of these days, that Jereg bake sale, like there's a faction called the Jereg, they have a bake sale. Joe is often on it, and so is Phil, who's Dr. Fruitbat. And they're often the people that are there selling
Just naming everyone today.
I just like them.
Well,
their names to
whether
be
they
known.
want
You
their-
do pay to... Oh, shit. I walked past it this time, and I thought, they won't do any PayPal. I'll remind them to do it. And I just... Oh, fuck,
I don't think that's very in keeping. PayPal. They didn't have PayPal in medieval times.
This is before the game has begun.
There's no excuse. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it, guys. Come on.
We weren't doing it. And then we did it.
No. It's either or. You can't do both.
You're saying
The moment that you step out of your vehicle, you're in character. So there's no PayPal. There's no ovens. So good luck cooking everything. Plague Pal. Okay. I mean, you can. If you go out of your way to create a nice wooden cover for your PayPal machine, then by all means do it. But
do you know what? There are games, I've been to games where it's 24-hour time and it just never stops. And you just... I mean...
Good.
There has to be a point where you...
No, you're either doing it or you're not.
You have to get out of your car at some point. But there could be a game
boundary.
Where the game has to be beginning.
Just dump it in the middle of the road. Right, that looks good.
Here I go.
Off I go into the game. Where's my sword?
No cars allowed. A really extreme game. Yeah, you have to come on a horse and cart with all your stuff that's like, everything is, you can't have anything that's modern day.
ELARP. Extreme live action roleplay.
ELARP?
Yeah, it takes place in Somerset.
Arrange it all by human messenger. Everything you want to do, you have to...
I mean, you can work with credit regardless. So you, rather than PayPal, what you do is you take somebody's credit and then you can go off-site, do the transaction, then come back again. That's the only compromise I'm making.
No drillion temp pegs. Yeah, Moat had drillion temp pegs.
I mean, Moat strikes me as a guy who doesn't really go for the immersive experience of a live action.
No, he went for
more to sit around and get drunk.
Yeah, well, he doesn't drink, but he does sit around and drink Pepsi Max.
I see.
And he spent very little time in game, and most of his time he spent out of game, sitting in his event shelter. And when we come back, he'd made us all burgers. Just sat around barbecuing pretty much all day long. And we came back, cracked some jokes, and I'd go back into game again. And it was a wonderful time. And on my list of things that this is happening is LARP, is Renewal. Renewal was excellent. But I'd committed this year to getting up to go to college, because there's an in-game college, you go and learn what's going on. And I said I'm going to go to every single one of them. And I did. I was up in time for college every day of every event this year. I missed none of them, and I went to bed at like 3 o'clock every day in the morning. So I was just like going to bed at 3 o'clock, in some cases 5 o'clock, like a stupid person, and then I was up at like 9:30 to go and get ready to go. Oh my god, that's why I thought I was just like super tired last Tuesday,
Because you didn't sleep. It
Yeah.
would stand to reason. Yeah.
Boo college, yay academy. Well, the academy doesn't tell me what's the buzz. Tell me what's happening. I need the buzz, man. But I probably won't go next year.
You've got plenty of buzz in here right now, including that flyer that's taken up residence on your screen.
Say no to reading. Say yes to violence. I thought you were just saying say no to Reading, like the town.
Have you ever been out in Reading? It's quite a good night out.
I have been
actually.
to Reading, yeah.
It's quite a nice night out. Or it was, oh my god, 15 years ago. Shit, son. Hat from Dr. Fruitbat. It's decorating time, baby. This place might be presentable in a month or two.
Right.
What's your priority, Dr. Fruitbat? Which room are you starting with? And why is it the bedroom?
Right.
That's where you start.
Nothing's changed in this place, I'll tell you that. Actually, I need to sort some stuff out about it, actually. All the time we're in here, I don't want to paint anything, because this is quite a good room to have like a nothing on the back. But
I mean, you could just repaint it white if you wanted.
yeah, I guess good.
You could put a splash of colour on it. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Mm.
Just don't do like red, because
It would be weird.
it just kind of doesn't work on camera.
I don't think I was going to do red, but
Yeah.
all of them. He's going to do all the rooms. Well, that's cool.
Well, no, what's your priority? You can't do them all at the same time. So which room
Just
are you doing
watch him.
first? Just pick one. Just tell me. I must know. Bathroom's fine. Not touching that. That's where we were until recently. Lounge then. Okay, good.
Okay.
I look
Yeah, get the
forward-
lounge ready because we're coming over for a party.
Yes. I look forward to seeing your lounge when I'm sitting in it, drinking and eating burgers.
If he's up Harmstone's way, and I've got a friend there, and also Dr. Fruitbat, we could go up and see my friend Martin. I'm talking about Martin for a house party, and then we could go and see Dr. Fruitbat for a house party.
Could we coincide this with it being the last weekend in October so that I can also go to the wrestling in Coventry, which is nearer to them than it is to us?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't have anything to do that weekend because I was trying to do something and I can't. So I'm kind of... That's Halloween weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. Will Ospreay's there.
Oh, really?
Come watch Will Ospreay. He's fucking incredible.
DGMS on tour.
Well, it wouldn't be a Tuesday. We wouldn't be there on a Tuesday, so...
Head, shoulders, Tony and Nate Teals. Tony and Nate Teals. Actually, I'm going to Essen beginning of October, so I think I might try and stream from Essen like I did last time I was there, which was actually quite an enjoyable event. Although I don't know how well it worked for everyone here because it's just a pain trying to use hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
it worked okay.
I think it worked okay.
I don't think I ever watched... I never watched it back. I never watched any of them back.
I think I was I away at the same time? And I tried to watch it in a hotel as well, I think.
DGMS.
Now that, 1 year could happen.
Yeah. I think it would... I've got 2 hotels currently for Essen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I booked one.
Must be nice.
And then I booked one the week before the dates were released for Essen. Because I wanted to get on the cheap hotel train before they were released.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got released and all the prices went massively up. Apart from one hotel which Martin found, which was slightly cheaper than what I've got. So I booked that one as well. Because I wanted to make... but I haven't cancelled the other one yet because I thought that could be someone might find that useful to have. But I'm not sure if I can transfer it. Anyway, the point is I've now got 2 fucking bookings for it. And I'm just really worried that if I cancel one of them, which I will have to eventually, or get paid double, but charged double, the one I cancel, they'll be like, oh no, for some reason we fucked. I've just got this strange feeling that
it does happen more than it should.
And I'm just a little
what booking?
But now, the reason I want to book one of them is close to the pub I like, so I want that one.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one might have slightly better Wi-Fi, and I need...
You're going to end up paying for both, aren't you? And just spend one night in one and the other night in
That would
another.
be so fucking incredibly...
like, massive lush.
No, I won't do it. I need the money.
Does he though? He just spends it on coffee machines and shit.
Yes.
Don't think he does.
Yes. Right.
Can I sit like that? Does that look okay? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Hap says, Karis, doing my new job.
How is your new job?
She put it in the Hap section, so
Hap.
I would assume
Good.
it's going well. I say assume like I don't know.
Swap rooms halfway through the night. I could just
set an alarm for 2:30. Right, time
like
for the other
15
hotel.
minutes walk past. I'd walk apart. I'd have to get up in the middle of the night. Yeah, go to the other one. Extravagant Alex. Alex-stravagant. That is pretty Alex-stravagant, even for me. It would be kind of... I kind of want to see if I can hold one and then maybe sell it to someone. Like someone's going to want a hotel and go, I've got a spare hotel room. Does anybody want it? It's going to cost you this. But I don't think there's any way of me making money out of this. Do you know what I mean? Because it's with Booking.com. So I don't see a way in which I can... I mean, I could just say, I've got a hotel room. You go and say...
It cost me this, you're going to pay me 20 quid more.
Yeah. And then go and say, my name is Alexander Borton. But then they'll get there and they'll want details and it won't work, I think. But they'll be like, why are you Bill Bloggs and not Alex Borton?
Also, they'll use all the minibar and get you loads of charges.
Yeah, it won't work.
Stuff.
It won't work. I'll get rid of one. But so I do want to do a stream while I'm there, mainly because I'll enjoy that. But I guess we'll see. Right, where are we on the fucking thing?
Karis answered your question of how the job
Generally
was going.
good. Nice to work with some new people. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, new people doesn't sound good to me, but each.
I thought it'd be the same people, but I don't really know what she's doing.
Different departments and things,
Okay.
rather than just in the department she's been in forever.
Sounds good.
Yeah, ditch some of those science nerds, which is always going to be
fuck
good.
those guys.
Yeah, they kept talking science is the problem, and
Man, we've been talking for almost an hour.
no one wants that. Yeah, it's an old school. This is happening.
Jesus, what are we doing? We talked about sports. These guys are going to hate us. Fuck you guys. I'm going to talk about everything. Let's talk about another sport. Hockey. Don't watch that.
It's sports, by the way. Nap from Lady Sorrow. Chocolate-coated custard creams now exist.
Oh, I see.
Haven't they always existed?
Chocolate-coated custard creams.
Isn't that just a bourbon? Or is it literally an actual chocolate covering on a custard cream?
I think it's an actual chocolate covering.
Now, mate, just give me a custard cream.
I need a nap, says Keris, because she says share your nap. I need a nap. Am knackered. I think Keris is in a perpetual state of tiredness.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, it's me that should be tired.
Yeah.
I was up all weekend, almost literally. Do you know what time I went to bed on Sunday night?
I do not.
7 a.m. on Monday morning.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's because I stayed up to watch AEW All Out, which started at midnight. Pre-show lasted an hour till 1, and then the show itself was 1 till about 4:45, and then there was the media scrum press conference afterwards.
Oh.
And I stayed up to watch that as well. And then it was 7 o'clock, and Karis and Hannah got up. I was like, oh, right, yeah.
Question. Why is CM Punk fired?
He had a fight backstage.
That's not where you have him.
You
do him in the ring.
With Jack Perry, also known as Jungle Boy, who is Luke Perry's son of 90210 fame.
Wow.
And then, after that fight, got all up in Tony Khan's grill, Tony Khan being the owner of AEW.
Oh, that's not good.
And apparently Tony Khan was scared for his life, and so he's fired.
You're fired.
And it's not the only fights that CM Punk has been in backstage. This marks the third that we know of.
What the fuck, man?
In the last fight, for some reason he brought his dog with him.
Got to bring a dog to a fight.
He brought his dog to the event, which was last year's All Out, actually. It's now colloquially known as Brawl Out because of the fight afterwards. He brought his dog with him in the locker room. He was then confronted by the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who came to give him a bit of a fight. The dog got stood on and its leg got broken. And CM Punk's mate Ace Steel decided to defuse the situation by biting Kenny Omega.
I wanted to go through that so much. Oh my god.
That is all the information, basically.
He had a fight last time. He brought his dog. His dog got stepped on.
He didn't bring the dog to the fight. He brought the dog to the event, and it was, quite happy in the locker room while he did his thing.
His stuff. And then afterwards...
And then he was going to take the dog home again, unscathed. Unfortunately,
he got
in the fight, the dog got stood on and its leg got broken. Larry,
Oh.
that's the name of the dog. I was trying to remember.
What's the name of the dog?
Larry.
Larry.
And it's one of those little bastard yappy things.
Oh.
So it's not even a good dog. So, yeah.
Today
I fucked up by bringing my dog to work. Could write it up, actually.
But he had a fight. He started that other fight as well.
No. Well, he started it verbally over
By
the
saying,
course
"Go
of
fuck yours."
weeks
Right.
and was generally a menace. But no, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega came to the locker room to confront him. Oh, that was it. It was because in the All Out press conference last year, CM Punk basically spent the entire time slating the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who are part of the management team of AEW.
Right.
And so they went to confront him and
say,
got
"What
in
the
a
fuck
fight.
you doing, man?"
And then Kenny Omega got bitten, and you could see the bite mark on his arm on Dynamite the following Wednesday.
Kenny
CM
Omega. Punk bit Kenny Omega.
No, CM Punk's friend, Ace Steel, who is an agent in AEW, bit Kenny Omega as part of the fight.
Do you know what? I don't know if you guys watch wrestling, but this is fucking insane. And this isn't even on the show.
No.
I've always considered, and this is stupid, because I don't know the guy from the Man in the Fucking Moon, but I've always liked CM Punk because I like him as a wrestler. So I always presumed he was kind of like, and I felt there was a point where he was quite hard done by at WWE, and he did a big fucking shoot kind of promo
He did.
thing.
The pipe bomb.
And then he
promo.
kind of left, and I thought, fucking, what are they doing, you know? And then he went here, and he's causing trouble. Is he just a troublemaker?
It turns out, maybe, yeah.
That's you heard it here first. I mean, I know what you're saying, you know.
I still like him. I think he's great. I watch AEW, says Mike. Yeah. It's on
So
ITV.
does Ellie, I think, because I think Ellie knows.
Yeah, it's good. And
CM Punk should be banned from all wrestling companies. Mike, come on. If he played in Rumble Wrestling, but they sent me an email, by the way. If he played in Rumble Wrestling at Hawkins, you, me, and Jez would go and see. Imagine if we're sitting there and the Master Mummy comes out, and they're like, "Who's gonna face the Masked Mummy?" And we're like, chuckle. It's gonna be one of the guys we've seen already. And then CM Punk came out. You
Look
would
in
lose.
my eyes.
You'd lose
What
your
do you
shit.
see?
I just lose my mind.
I would probably jizz in my pants in that moment.
I wouldn't give a fuck who he hits backstage. I wouldn't give a shit if he hit me. He could just come out. If that was how much just punch me in the face. Oh, God.
Aren't all local wrestling companies merged now? Only 10 allowed nationwide. That's a good callback.
That was nice.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably move on to the next segment. Otherwise, we won't get any of them done, will we?
Yes.
So,
Yes, let's do it.
Which one do you want to do? Are we going with the order?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, we will move swiftly forwards and keeping to the theme of things going wrong. Maybe there will be more backstage incidents on the segment we like to call Today I Fucked Up.
It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Definitely a hawking eye.
Nathan, my son.
Drink? What is Today I Fucked Up, Alex?
Today I fucked up.
If anybody's stayed here throughout all the sports and laughed,
I'm having a great time.
I am too.
I think we need to pick the pace, not pick the pace up, but I'm going to leave behind the blather of sports.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you heavy hitting bullshit from now on.
No more sports
No more sports
on this episode
from now on.
until the end of this episode.
We won't say sports again. Today I fucked up is often taken from the internet, where people have written times when they fucked up perceivably, often lies.
And now today's might be very, very lie actually, although
Yes.
they are somewhat believable lies.
But they're entertaining lies. So in the end, isn't that the real truth?
Yeah, it's
answer
often
is
said that
no.
you shouldn't let the truth get in the way of a good lie.
That's true.
Or a
Two
good
wrongs
story.
make a right, Lisa.
I'm going to go first.
Do it.
Because I think that this is a nice kind of palate cleanser for all the S word that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Today I fucked up by refusing a girl's invite to make fudge with her.
I have never turned down an opportunity to make fudge with a girl.
I'm saying. Just saying. Today I fucked up by refusing a girl's invite to make fudge with her.
Make fudge, not war. That's what I say.
This was last December in my graduate program.
Last December.
I, 23M, had become pretty good friends with a woman in the same program. We'll call her Laura.
We'll call her Fudge Maker.
We studied together, always enjoyed poking fun at the more obnoxious students in our classes. Plus, she was super pretty.
Cute.
A few weeks before the end of the fall semester, Laura asked me if I had any plans over the weekend and whether I wanted to come by her place to make fudge.
Bang, chicka, bang, wow.
I, of course, assumed that this was innuendo for sexy times of the backdoor variety.
Mate, that's a leap. I can see it, but mate.
I have heard it called that.
Yeah.
So
Today I fudged up.
But she probably wasn't going to lead with that as the
can't.
first part of your relationship. To go from friend to fudge is a pretty big...
Friend or fudge.
Yeah.
So many of my friends have become fudge.
Friends with fudge bits.
But here's the thing. Like, if this was a TV program, she'd turn round, bringing the fudge stuff into the kitchen, and he'd be naked already, and like, what are you doing?
With a bottle of anal lube in his hand.
Just his dick out. But like, in this, presumably there's a way of like ensuring that the fudge is, oh, cool, yeah, I love fudge, and then just gets away unscathed. But we'll guess we're going to find out.
We will find out. I, of course, assumed this was innuendo for sexy times of the backdoor variety, and I'm not really into that. And I was pretty nervous to boot. So I told her I'd be busy playing the new Nintendo game.
That new Nintendo game all the kids are talking
A
about
non-specific Nintendo game.
could be one of many.
Especially back in December. Harmstone will tell us what the new Nintendo game was in December, I am sure.
New Nintendo game has just been released, and I will be doing that. I would rather make fudge with a girl. I think I'd rather do anything with a girl rather than play Nintendo on my own. I mean, we could be taking our library books back. I'd fucking do it, probably. P.S. I think I've come to a conclusion that I don't like Mario.
Oh. I mean, this is an entirely different conversation, but...
Maybe we can come back to it.
Maybe we'll skirt
I just
back
think
round.
I just think maybe that time has passed for me, but I could be wrong. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so I told her I'd be busy playing the new Nintendo game.
You fucking idiot.
It was a lame excuse, and she looked very disappointed.
I fucking bet. You deserve everything you get, mate.
She thought she was getting fucked in the arse, and you're going to play your Nintendo instead?
Even
Loser?
if it was just fudge, you're a fucking idiot. Fudge is delicious, and she's really pretty, isn't she? Like, wouldn't you do anything to spend time with her? Like...
To be clear, there is no part here that he actually believes it is actually making fudge.
Even if it was...
He in his heart of hearts...
How old is he?
23.
Oh, fucking...
He in his heart of hearts believes that she has just asked him to fuck her in the arse.
Sounds fine.
Again, it's better than Nintendo.
It's better than not sex. Never turn a girl down for a game. That's it. You got it. Like, she might want to play the new Nintendo game. It's on the Switch. You can bring it around. That's literally the point of the Switch. You bring it to her house. You could be playing the new Nintendo game whilst fucking her around the ass. It's so portable. It's one of its use cases.
And that is the...
There's a little kickstand. You could balance it on her back. Think about that. Fucking idiot.
And in a nutshell, that is the Christmas marketing campaign for Nintendo. Nintendo Switch. Bring it to your next anal. The following weekend was the department's student Christmas party. That's where I realised my mistake. Everyone was saying things like, "Have you tried Laura's fudge?" and "That's some fucking dope fudge, Laura."
Does it say that?
It does.
Your princess is in another castle, you fucking twat. There you go.
It turns out she really had just wanted me to help her make fudge.
Yeah.
And she was damn good at it. TLDR, I turned... TLDR, I don't like anal or fudge or women.
But
TLDR...
I do like Nintendo.
I fucking love Nintendo. TLDR, I turned down a chance to make actual literal fudge because I thought a girl wanted to give me a golden ticket to her personal Wonka's chocolate factory.
Don't. I know what you're doing there. Just don't.
Parentheses, have butt sex.
Butt sex. Don't fucking call it that. Just anyway.
In a
fake.
nutshell. Interesting choice of phrase. Yeah. In a nutshell. Yeah. He doesn't say that.
The way he kind of thought, I'm going to turn. A lot of them do this, kind of find some sort of clever way to say something. No, too far. It's fake.
I think it's true.
I
hope it's true because it's fucking hopeless.
I think I'm on the fence about this, but I think part of this, the fact that suddenly there was a useful reveal that there was a party to display the fact that he was wrong, is probably untrue. I think it's fake.
I think the obvious...
I could go either way, but I feel it's fake.
I think the obvious punchline to this, if you are making it up, is she asks if you want to make fudge this weekend, and he just turns around and says, "No thanks, I'm not really into butt stuff."
Making fudge in the afternoon,
and
with
she's
Cecilia,
like, no,
up in my bedroom.
No, I did just want to make fudge, but
go down to Jim McGarry's Fudge Kitchen in Canterbury. They're always giving fudge away. That was embarrassing the first time I went in there and tried to fuck the girl at the arse. Can't actually go back to any Jim McGarry's Fudge Kitchen, not just in Canterbury, anywhere in the country. Fucking hopeless.
I am not a fan of fudge.
What is it, too sugary?
Yeah, I'm not a big...
Because that's what's in it.
Yeah, I haven't got a big sweet tooth. Like, I'd much rather, get together on the weekend and make a pasty with a girl, to be honest with you.
It's your chaos cards. I would... Yeah, I mean, when Jim McGarry's Fudge Kitchen... I once asked a girl out who worked in the Fudge Kitchen. And it was the most disastrous date I have ever had.
Did she keep trying to make fudge and you kept trying to slip it in her ass?
She brought someone along. She did not realise it was a date, even though I had made it very clear.
Well...
Not clear enough.
Not clear enough.
No,
and clearly, if there was another person there, it was not a date. So she was right.
She was right. It wasn't a date.
She took your not a date and raised it to definitely not a date, basically.
Fuck me.
Unlucky, son. That's not what she did, because it wasn't a date.
It wasn't a date.
No.
Not anymore.
In the arse or otherwise.
Oh, my God. Fucking the Fudge Kitchen giveth, and the Fudge Kitchen taketh away.
Taketh it up the arse.
Honestly. It's quite fun to watch them make the fudge on the big table. They spread it out on the big table.
Giggity.
For everyone to see.
Giggity.
And then you can have a taste.
Giggity.
It's a free sample.
Giggity. This doesn't get any worse. Keep going.
I think I'm ready to find it to the end.
Then once you're done sampling the goods, you can lick your fingers afterwards.
Oh, yeah. They're very sticky. She stood at the door giving it away.
That's a poor diet.
Even now. Never going to look at the Fudge Kitchen the same way again.
Never going to give you fudge.
Never going to let you fudge. I don't think it's true. I just think the whole thing is kind of like... It works on the basis of his misunderstanding. And maybe someone was going to make fudge and he's like, I can make a story out of this. Right, that's the fudge ruin. Shall I read my thing?
Yes. Allow me to just scrumple this up and throw it over there.
Yes. Today I fucked up by dyeing my hair. Is this going to be some sort of... And I asked myself why I'm here. Because this is the content you love. Me talking about anal sex. Listen, if you feel like you're missing out, Joe, and because you're not normally here on a Tuesday, I can just message you this shit another time.
I mean, we've got an archive. It goes on to podcasts and on YouTube every week. Like,
at your convenience, I'll just send you amusing anecdotes. Tell us about dyeing your hair. Everyone's really
very snippy today.
Angry.
Like, get to the point!
Get to the point. No. You know, I don't think it's good. Okay, fucking, I will read it. Today, I am 22. Today. I wouldn't really mean to do it like that.
Oh, yeah.
Get on with it! Tamsin. Tamsin, Tamsin. Tamsin, Tamsin, Tamsin.
She's just hoping you'll talk about anal again.
Tamsin,
That's
Tamsin,
all.
Tamsin, Tamsin, Joe, Tamsin. Tamsin, Joe and Tamsin.
Jim.
Tamsin.
Toe.
Tamsin. Anyway, Tamsin, I fucked up by dyeing my hair. Sorry, I lost all control of knowing what words anymore.
My eyes don't work now.
Tamsin.
I just stared at the...
If you talk about anal long enough, Hannah will appear. Fuck me. Can I have my own therapy fund? Even I can't handle that. Today, I, M22, was helping my girlfriend, F21, dye her hair at her house. Oh, no, at my house. I went for that. Dye her hair at my house before we went to bed. Dyeing hair before bed.
Seems like a bad idea.
It's a bad idea, me and you. After seeing how happy she was with her hair, I decided I'd love to join in on the fun as well. Between the low amount of leftover dye, my lack of motivation to dye my hair, and my ability to predict consequences at the level of a 13-year-old chihuahua, I decided to redo the basement carpet. The basement car park, I was reading that as.
Yeah, read that line again.
I decided to redo the basement carpet. So what I believe he is suggesting here...
If we can just cut through the suggestion here. Yeah, if we can clear away the fub. Oh, there it is. Pubes. He's going to dye his pubes.
Because he hasn't got enough dye left, and he doesn't know if there's going to be a problem with it. And
he doesn't keep it trimmed down there, apparently.
Yeah. My girlfriend was immediately on board, and I dropped my pants faster than my inhibitions.
Right.
Okay. She slathered the dark purple dye around, making sure to coat every curly, porous hair.
I don't think you want to slather. Slathering seems like the wrong choice.
Can I just say, I mean, is hair porous? I don't think about hair being porous. I think about rocks being porous. But I couldn't be certain.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably porous.
It must be able
it certainly
to be porous.
absorbs
How
liquid. So.
would it? It has to. But it just feels like... I hope he did a skin test first. I suspect that he did not. By the time she was done, it looked like I fucked Grimace after drinking his birthday shake. It's kind of funny. See, I don't think this is fake. 22-year-olds as dumb as shit.
It is the type of thing that a random 22-year-old would do.
It is kind of like, there's some left over. Why don't we dye my pubes? That's kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, just shave them all off.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? I let the dye sit for the recommended 20 minutes, during which the dye permeated into every crease below my waist, before hopping in the shower to get rid of the excess dye. I expected a nice purple waterfall, but instead, the water continued to run clear. I grabbed my handy-dandy washcloth. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I hate the phrase handy-dandy. And it came up earlier on something, and I was like, oh, fucking Alith, this is bullshit. It's like when people say timey-wimey. And now someone said handy-dandy. Stop saying handy-dandy. It's fucking dumb. I want to put it in the sea.
I blame David Tennant.
Yeah, yes.
It's all his fault.
I grabbed the washcloth and lathered with soap before scrubbing.
I love that they're just throwing out words that you hate.
Fuck
Immediately
you,
you're like,
fuck
words
you,
that trigger
fuck
Alex.
you,
Quick!
guys.
Nosh! Scran! Scrandy dandy! Tucker!
Scrandy.
Keep them coming, guys.
Scrandy dandy. Scrandy dandy.
I could care less.
I don't think that's one that bothers me.
Really? No,
No.
it bothers me. I thought it bothered you
I
too.
couldn't care less.
Ali Pally!
No, but it is someone that pisses someone off. It does piss someone off, but it isn't me.
Pisses me off.
Maybe it's you then. Ali Pally. Fuck you all. Fuck you all.
Platitubes.
I
Couple things.
saw no different. Couple things. I started to panic as I realised my fuck up. What was your fuck up? And I started sanding down my nether region with a speed and intensity never before seen. Sanding? Your nether region? Sanding? With a fucking...
Washcloth.
Sanding...
A handy dandy washcloth at that.
Handy dandy. Handy dandy. Shut your fucking mouth. You sounding like an idiot. Handy dandy. Oh, God, I hate it. Why would you sand? Sand requires sandpaper. It's fucking coarse.
I assume he means scrub.
Yeah. He probably always said scrub, so I'm going to say it again. Fair enough. Down my nether region with a speed and intensity never before seen. As my hand blurred past the purple painted pubes over and over.
Good alliteration.
I know.
1 mark.
He could have said perpetually, and that would have been fun. I slowly resigned myself to my fate. The worst part of all is that the dye didn't do much to the actual hair, instead just coloured all the skin around it. Hopefully in a few days I'll go back to the normal coloration, but time will tell. TLDR, my peanut brain decided to dye my pubes purple, and now it looks like I paid Barney for the best night of my life. This is just like the other... They feel the TLDR is there to make some sort of kind of analogy joke, and it's just never lands.
These people start with all of the things that they want to say, like...
Yeah, we want to get Barney...
Fuck the Grimace, Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah, and this one, which is... This is the most embarrassing Bush since our 43rd president.
That's quite a good one. He was embarrassing.
It's not bad.
He was entry-level embarrassing, considering what came later, though.
We thought we'd seen the most embarrassing, but we had not. So, basically, what this comes down to is he tries to dye his pubes, and it doesn't stick on the pubes. It just goes on.
It instead dyes his entire cock instead.
Yeah, it just dyes the skin.
At least he's got normal-coloured pubes.
Yeah. Just call it a flannel. Flandy dandy. If he'd paid enough, it could be from a posh company. Brandy dandy. He went to the fudge factory. It was candy dandy. You fucking cunts. This is real. 22-year-olds are dumb and the outcome isn't even that dramatic. I think this is real for those reasons as well. It's just like...
It's not exaggerated enough to be fake.
No. I just don't get really what... It's just like, it didn't get on the hair?
Just dyed his...
Does it just not work on pubes?
Dyed his thighs. It probably doesn't work on pubes. It's a very different type of hair, isn't it?
I just died in your arms tonight. Right.
Must have been something I fucked. Yeah, well, it does seem like you are massively on your soapboc tonight, so I think we should move swiftly forwards, and I think you're in a perfect mood to hand out some advice.
Yes, let's do some advice. You're wrong.
Okay. Any others that you'd like to throw out there?
You're right.
Okay, that seems contradictory, but carry on.
I was talking to different people.
Okay. Let's move on. Segment that we call Agony with Alex.
Listen, you'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it.
After this, I want to put Handy Dandy in the sea. I don't know if it comes up, if it is already in the sea.
I doubt it's in the sea. I've
By which I mean,
I've
like,
never really heard it before.
Does Ali Pally cover at Handy Dandy?
Oh, this is some research that Harmstone can do during.
Do you know what I'm
segment.
saying? Does that?
Yeah. Does the wording of the Ali Pally submission cover Andy Dandy, or does it need to go in specifically?
And timey wimey, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you know? I went to the
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Oh, stop! I went to this Doctor Who thing. Me and Aletha went there a couple of years ago. It wasn't a few, it was a couple. And when you're in the immersive thing, just as you're going in, you're getting introduced to everyone by a scientist. And we'd been there for like 3 minutes before he says, we've got a bit of a problem here today that hopefully you can all help as your consultants here. We've got a bit of a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing. And I was just like, and just shot myself in the face immediately and just collapsed. So that was the end. I was just, stop! Don't! No! That guy must fucking jizz in his pants every time he gets to say that fucking line. Fuck, stop.
It has become the line of Doctor Who now.
Yeah. That's number one. I'm just like, fucking David Tennant. He's got a lot that he needs to fucking answer for, frankly.
It was really jarring watching him in Jessica Jones after watching him in Doctor Who.
Oh, I love that series, though.
It's very good character. He does very well. Yeah.
Common people shortening the names of things. Oh, so no.
No, that doesn't cover it.
We're going to go and do that in a bit.
Okay.
Right.
Well, first, you have to earn the right to put some things in the sea. And once again, I've found something that's totally in your wheelhouse.
Oh, thank God.
Something you have some expertise in. Dear Alex.
Hello.
So, my husband has recently started streaming on Twitch.
Ah, that's a mistake. It's fun in the beginning, but carry on.
My husband has recently started streaming on Twitch for hours, which isn't anything different from his usual gaming schedule. But now he's live, talking to people, getting followers, and so on.
Well, okay.
I'm used to little to no attention and making sure our daughters stay out of his way. I work full-time, and when I'm not working, I'm a mom. By myself with no time for friends, hobbies, or alone time.
It sucks to be you.
Anyway, he's a Squidward, a negative Nancy, a recluse. But on Twitch, he's outgoing, has tons of dirty jokes, and seems overall a friendly person.
He has to be.
Anyway, the only thing that's bothering me is the amount of girls that follow him. Am I wrong? Is the Twitch community fairly considerate of not overstepping boundaries of streamer and follower?
What do you think they're going to do? Come and find out where you live? Is that what you're worried about? That he's going to... Some girl's going to see him on stream and then like go out with him and shit, because that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has ever started a relationship with somebody they met on Twitch. That's
No.
never happened.
Stupid.
Literally never happened.
Throw the whole Mandy Dandy away.
I prefer not to watch his lives because, 1, I have a toddler who needs constant attention, and 2, I know I'm naturally a jealous person.
No shit.
He makes me feel stupid for feeling this way. Can you confirm I am, in fact, dumb, and I shouldn't worry or be bothered at all?
I don't like the way that was written, actually. Can you confirm I am, in fact, dumb?
Could you gaslight me, please? That would be fucking great.
I don't even know where to begin on this fucking thing, which seems
Would you like any recaps on it?
I just don't. It's just part of this whole thing is just like she seems to have an issue with the guy just in general because he's like
it does seem that way.
He's a Squidward, a negative Nancy, and he's all kind of just like her feeling is like he's a dull motherfucker, and I'm like, why the fuck did you marry that guy? Just like I can't believe how unlucky I am to have married a guy that's so fucking dull. That seems to be problem number one. But even that isn't a problem for this person. The problem is she's worried that some internet chick is going to scoop this guy up and run off.
And welcome him into her house where he'll stream on Twitch all day and not contribute to the household.
And she doesn't. And I thought it was going to go. That's another point. I thought it was going to go into this. I work all day and he does this and then I don't get a break and blah, blah, blah. She seemed to head toward. But she doesn't care about any of that. She doesn't give a shit. She has one problem.
Or at least
one
not
problem
outwardly,
alone.
anyway.
Her problem is she thinks that
her husband's an arsehole.
Her husband is going to get hit on by all these people. And let me tell you, he might have loads of followers, but the chances are there's like 3 girls watching him and one of them's his niece. So I wouldn't worry too much about these girls because they don't know where you live. They don't live in the same country. They probably don't even live within 200 miles of you. They are never, ever going to see you or him. So this is all in your head, so don't worry about it. But I should say there's more chance of you being jealous. There's more chance of him getting with a co-worker or someone he meets at a restaurant than there is of this. You've got more worries. It's a bit, we were talking about planes and crashing into planes and driving in cars just before we went on stream. And like my irrational fear of planes that I'm trying to kind of curb, but yeah, I'll get in a car. It's like, you're worrying about the girls he's never going to meet? Worry about the girls he is meeting. Get your fucking priorities straight. Just think about the girls he is meeting. They're the real threat. They're the real worry. Your eye is not on the prize, woman whose name I don't know. You're there worrying about the girls who, you know, by the way, the kind of people that watch us on Twitch are people who stay in their homes. They don't leave the house. These people aren't ever, ever, ever going to see your husband. Or look in the wrong place. Think about the women that might actually fuck him, or maybe fucking him right now, from work. Think about that. Yeah.
This very moment?
Twitch is full of dudes, anyway. It's true. She doesn't like him, but she thinks other girls will.
Isn't that the classic kind of dramatic opinion? He's a cunt, but he's my cunt.
Yeah.
And no other woman's allowed to touch him.
None of these skanks are going to get their hands on him. Well, listen. It's every possibility that, you know, there's such an outside chance of him meeting someone. It's untrue. He says from the point of view someone who did meet someone. But
I think the difference is that
I met one girl on Twitch.
Yes.
And I met hundreds of girls not on Twitch.
But also the difference is that you on Twitch is very much the same as you in real life.
No.
Whereas this person is a very different person on Twitch. So even if he did manage to ensnare a woman on Twitch, she would then come and meet him and realise that he's a Squidward, a negative Nancy.
Yes. As soon as... Imagine that. Imagine
Call
the
that shit off
disappointment.
immediately.
Imagine said, let's meet down at the local bar. And he's like, yes, this bar's a bit shit. I don't even like this pizza very much. Why am I even holding it like this? It looks more like a burger to me. I don't even like burgers. I don't even know I'll come here. Anyway, so do you want to pay the bill? She'll be like, I've made a mistake. You're a twat. So don't worry. Don't worry. Catch her in a handy-dandy net. If you've got a handy-dandy net near you...
Then that would be definitely handy-dandy.
My advice is, you've got nothing to worry about except your relationship, which sounds shit anyway. Dump him and get your own stream.
Yeah, start an OnlyFans. If he's on Twitch, you can start an OnlyFans and get yourself some attention.
100%. I feel I've answered this.
I agree.
I was going to say, is that coming my way? I'm looking over there. It's just like, earlier I was wondering if the first one was going to come. Only Fandy Dandy. Drinks hundreds of times. I was going to say thousands, but I thought, let's keep it believable. Plonk.
It seemed like it was pretty on target. Kudos.
It made a plonky noise.
I feel like this fly is taunting me at this point. Like, why do flies just fly around? I know the clue's in the name, but can't they just chill? Just sit down, mate. Fucking stop it. What purpose does your flying have?
No chill. Flies have no chill. I was talking to my neighbour, and she was talking about putting the bins out, because basically only me or her put the bins out. And she was like, chat, and then she said, by the way, have you noticed there's loads of flies around? And I said, yeah, because
it's summer.
I told her that, do you think that's it? Because she said, I think there's more flies than she would expect.
I disagree.
And she said...
Lost it.
She said that she thought it's because people are putting shit in the bins, like actual dog shit in the bins, and it's attracting flies at a greater ratio.
I mean, it would, but...
Where else are they going to put the shit? Like shit in a bin.
I don't think there are more...
Attracting some flies.
More flies in... I definitely hit it that time. I don't think there are more flies in general this year than any other year.
Okay.
It's the point I'm trying to make. But if somebody is putting shit in your bin, then they may be congregating more around your bin. It is true.
That's it. If they're congregating down there...
But where else are they going to put the shit?
I don't know.
No. Can't flush it. Animal shit floats. It doesn't flush properly.
Does it not?
No.
I mean, I've never done it.
Yeah. Tried it with cat poop. Just floats. I mean, dog poop might be different, I suppose. They have a meatier diet. You tell me, people of Twitch. Does dog shit float? These are the questions that we need answering. Right, I was going to do that, but you wanted to put something in the sea, don't you?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, well, let's give people the chance to put their own things in the sea. I think Karis might have suggested something anyway. But we'll need the segment, and that segment is called Get in the Sea!
Won't you come with me? Gonna eat it in the sea. Won't you come with me? Gonna throw it in with glee. If you really, really hate it and you'd love to desecrate it, won't you come along with me and put it in the sea?
There is indeed a suggestion here, a suggestion from Karis. Should we do theirs first, or do you just wanna...
theirs.
Okay. I thought you wouldn't be able to contain your...
well, getting mine out of the way would be easy, because I made it clear about it.
I think you already have, so go for it.
Yeah, listen. I can't remember what it was the other night that we saw when someone said handy dandy, but I think I was watching...
Handy Pandy.
I was not. Aletha...
Perhaps one of the other Watch with Mother shows. Like Tales of the Riverbank, or Bill and Ben.
Oh, Bill and Ben was the one I was trying to search for, actually.
The Herbs.
Banging them out now.
Magic Roundabout, was that Watch with Mother?
I don't think it was, but it was very popular.
It's around the same time.
I liked it. Aletha and I were watching one of her this guy does this cooking program kind of thing, and he kind of makes jokes while he's doing it. And I have never admitted this to her, but I think the guy's quite unfunny. He's occasionally amusing, but I think generally it's one of the weaker things that she has on her 1,000 long watch list from YouTube. And But anyway, he at one point says, "Now get out your handy dandy." I was like, and for some reason I just saw red. It was like, boo! It was like, boo, handy dandy. I didn't realise how stupid it was until like just at that moment. So handy dandy is just fucking stupid. Just say the thing. Does he cook in a pandy dandy? He does occasionally.
See, I don't have a problem with this, and I certainly don't have anything
It's just stupid
like
shit.
this visceral about just some
I just
words.
kind of feel like this is the same with all the other word things for me. I just think they're super cringe and people should just fucking stop doing it.
Do you just hate superfluous words, basically?
It might be possibly true.
You're just like, just say the thing and don't fuck around.
I don't know, but I think that people either say it. I just don't know. I don't even know. Maybe we'll never get to the root of
I
this.
think he might need some therapy to get to the root of why he hates these things quite as much as
I'd
he
like
does.
to.
Yeah.
I think we put something like baby talk in the sea last time.
I think we did put baby
Yeah.
talk in the scene.
Yeah, I don't even think that was my suggestion either. I think that might have been.
I think that came from the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was one. Almost had it. There was. It wasn't just. Oh, it was me suggesting like names for dogs, which are like woofer and bork and
Doggo.
doggo and all that shit. It's just. It's so lame. I just can't even.
I think.
Ally pally, scran, fucking handy dandy. Oh, sharp.
Is it the kind of rhyming aspect of it that bothers you?
I don't know. Who knows where thoughts come from, Jeremy?
How do you feel about Cockney rhyming slang?
I mean, I probably think it's bullshit, but it's
I
kind of
think it's
amusing. But I don't use it. How do I say it? Well, why don't you say? Can we have some phrases that people say? Cockney rhyming slang: apples and pears.
Yeah.
Not as visceral a reaction as I was hoping inwardly of hearing apples and pears. I think if I heard a Cockney person saying it, I probably would hate it.
Yeah, but they could say literally anything and you'd hate it.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds... Have a butcher's.
No, I hate it.
Have a butcher's of that.
Have a butcher's.
Call
Get the old
call
dog
him
and
up on the
bone.
old dog and bone.
Oh, fuck off.
I think he hates it.
Yeah.
There we
Let's
go.
just put handy dandy in the sea. 'Cause-
Like specifically handy dandy.
yeah, I just want to
Okay.
get it in there.
There you
Oh,
go,
can we put
Harmstone.
timey-wimey in there as well?
I mean, sure. Like, we haven't put things in the sea very much in the last few episodes, so we can just put a litany of things.
Handy
Yeah.
dandy is stupid. Get it in the sea. And overuse of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly can fuck off.
Does it need to go in the sea, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. People say it at LARP. Problem I have with people at LARP is that they have no social skills and they're not funny. So as a result, they...
Shots fired.
Don't worry.
Sorry, not shots fired. Sword slashed.
They won't say anything back to me. They've got no social skills. And they will, as a result, the only way they communicate is in tired fucking
Pop
quotes.
culture references.
Yeah, which, you know, not even good ones. If you could come up with some good ones, but tired hack fucking things, or what the latest cool thing is. So
See-
that's how you feel about me.
See-
Says the fucking laughers are coming at me.
I know. I
Yeah,
knew
but
they
they're
would.
the only one. These guys are the only ones that
Have you gathered the only social...
the only social ones.
the non-socially inept people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the one. They're the only ones that. You see, I know how I said they wouldn't come back at me. They wouldn't be able to. With the exception of obviously a Joe and a Phil. That's how you feel about me. See, yeah, that is how I feel about you. It's not true. It's not true. So I put those in the sea. Where are we at?
Right, so next. Karis says, something to put in the sea. People who slow down things for other people. Especially when they know it's busy.
Now, what the fuck is the context for this? She said something. I thought I saw her say.
Yeah, she said she was going to explain it. So
Okay.
while she does, I will try and remember what she said, but I cannot remember, so I will make it up. I think it's like, so you're in a long line of people,
Mm-hmm.
and say at like a coffee shop or something, and they will just needlessly ask questions or just generally like take ages to find the right change or to go, where's oh, where did I put that? And like, no, and they won't be ready for the thing that they're doing.
Yes.
And it will just slow things down even more in an already bullshit
I totally agree.
of
I totally agree.
slowdown.
I couldn't put this in the fucking sea fast enough.
I think it might have been when we were all in that this happened. So that's why I'm saying coffee shop, possibly. Oh, yes. No, it wasn't. It was McDonald's on the drive home. Okay, here we go. I want to put people in the sea who are just slow and doddery in the way... I can't read that, actually. I can't see. Can you read it?
Yes, dodgering in the way that other people, when they know it's stupidly busy. So the other day at McDonald's, it was super, super busy. And there was a guy just taking up the manager's time, chatting shit about how busy it was. I felt for the poor manager. I also hate people who just slow things down by not being ready. E.g., you know that the machine needs your ticket, but you wait until you get there, and then you think, I am all about literally everything Karis is saying.
Yeah. No, that was it. It's like when you go up to a checkout in a busy place and you're like, oh, it's really busy today, isn't it? And like, yes, and you telling me it's busy has just made things even busier because now 3 extra people are at the back of the queue. Could you just shut the fuck up and get through? I've just wasted more time having to tell you off for being a cunt.
I was saying the other day to Aletha that I am, although it may not look it, an agile motherfucker, and I have places to be, people to see. I got to get on with my fucking life, and I'm a lot of the time when I'm moving, I'm always like looking at where I have to go.
You're hitting gaps like a running back.
Yeah, I'm hitting gaps like a running back. Exactly. And I don't have time for your shit, so I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm always looking, and sometimes these gaps will close, and I'll kind of sideways through. Like, I'm like, so agile.
Heisman it.
And when it gets to the place I'm going, I'm ready to go. And I just have no time for dodgery motherfuckers. I just have 0 time and 0 patience for it.
And I think that might be the way that we phrase this. Dodgery time wasters.
Yeah.
I think is going to be
and there's 2 things here.
Phrasing.
One of them is they have a stupidly long conversation. And I'm one for conversations, but have that... sorry about that. But, be it wrong. But Pepsi's right. If there's people behind me in a queue, I'm not wasting anyone's time. If people aren't behind me in a queue and the person wants to chat, I'll chat. But I'm not wasting...
Unless there's a cunt behind you.
Oh, maybe I'll slow them down.
Then you slow down and wind them up.
So, a couple things happened. I'm trying to remember what it was. They keep flitting in and out of my head. But I was talking about it ages ago, about people that stand in nodes at places where they get in your fucking way. So it's a bit like that as well. But the other day when I was in Brussels... For this beer festival that I went to a beer festival with Captain Brilliant at the weekend. Went to Brussels. It was great. Should have been in my this is happening. And in the Grand Place of Brussels in the centre, that's where they put the beer festival, and it's just 2 long lines of beer huts, and they're all the same size. They've all got a little peaked top to it. They're probably about, I don't know,
looks like a Christmas market, basically.
Yeah, it's all big white thing. Looks like a Christmas market. 3 metre by 3 metre.
They probably use the same buildings as they do for the Christmas market.
Yeah, it looks a bit more marquee than woodeny and cutesy, but suffice to say, each brewery has their own little bit, and when they get to the front, everyone's queuing up in a massive, difficult knot queue of lump of people all trying to fucking get one over on each other, and like they say, and people tell us, it's very chill here. You wouldn't get this in England. No, perhaps you wouldn't. But everyone's massively rude here and trying to get in your way and get ahead of you, and that's cunty in a different way. But when you get to the front, I'm like, it's me next. I'm just going to wait for my go. And then the person's like, oh yeah, this is interesting. Do you know what? When I was here last year, I tried the beer you had, and I wasn't so sure about this, but I'm wondering whether this shit... And I'm like, I don't give a fuck! Just take it away and drink it! It's my fucking go! And you're fucking standing around discussing the merits of this thing you've got. It's my turn, get out of the fucking way! And honestly... It was that, and it was something else. Was like,
do you think perhaps that your transaction has reached a conclusion? Get the fuck out of the way!
Everywhere I went, and I was like in a queue, and it was so slow already, and there was all these people who wanted to have their conversation, and I'm like, no one gives a fuck. Just say what you want. I was at the front of the renewal queue to get my... There's a queue that says pre-booked and pay on the gate. So if you haven't pre-booked, go on the pay on the gate bit.
By the way.
If you've been on the pre-booked, go on the pre-book. So I stood in the queue for the pre-book, and somebody else queued in the pay on the gate. And then the person said, next please. And the person said, oh, I've pre-booked. And the pay on the gate person said, oh, you can come to me. And I'm like, if I'd have known I could come to you, I would have come to you. But I didn't. I queued behind the pre-book.
On that note, when you're at the supermarket and you've been queuing ages for a checkout, and they come and open a checkout,
Yes.
and it's the people that have just fucking got there that go
Yes,
to the checkout.
because you're too deep into
because you've already put your stuff on the conveyor belt while the person in front of you's counting their change or can't find enough money to pay, or they're just generally fucking hopeless. And while then 3 people behind you get served before you even get to the fucking cashier. Fuck that. That's going in the sea right now. I don't think it needs any more explanation. You know, opening checkouts. Don't bother. Let everyone suffer.
Big sploosh.
Big sploosh.
I can't remember what it was the other day that I did, but there was another one of these things where I was just standing there waiting for this person to fucking finish their shit so I could just... Oh, yeah, and then for some reason I'm thinking, am I being stupid? When I got to the front of that renewal queue, there was there were a group of 4 people, and it seemed like a family, and they're at the pre-book section, which means they don't have very many questions to ask because they're pre-booked. So like chatty, and it went on.
Not anyway.
We were standing there in that queue, not moving for like 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm like, this is a long time. So much so that the queue of about 3 of us was now a queue of about 15 people.
Do you know what you needed in that instance?
A gun.
That would have definitely helped, but it probably would have put a damper on the weekend. You needed a fastidious person to manage that queue, maybe to turn it into some kind of snake queue.
Right.
Because, and actually I've got a guy in mind for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A guy outside Wembley Stadium who was just all about that fucking queue snake. Like, if you, for any moment, let that snake go a bit limp, or, you know...
I don't like my snake going limp.
Just tried to subvert the snake in some way. He wasn't happy. And when his manager came up and asked him to go to another part of the stadium, he was like, no, I'm afraid I can't. I've got to stay here and manage the snake. Otherwise, people are going to be queue jumping. It's chaos here. And literally, it was fine. This guy was such a fucking job's worth for the queue snake, and it was hilarious trolling him.
I have so many things I'm trying to remember about recent times when I have been in this exact same situation that Keris is in, where like you're trying to, I'm almost there, and when it's my time, when it's my time at the renewal queue, finally these 4 people fucked off, and it was my time, and I'm like, there must be some problem here. And that when I get them, they said hi, and they said, what's your name? I said, my name is this. And they said, oh, is this your reg? Because they've had seen me come up before. I said, yes, that's still my reg. Is your car here? Yes. And she was like, that's it. And I'm like, bye.
Why did this take everyone else so fucking long?
I just don't know why it is I'm so good at doing the world, and everyone else is so shit at doing the world.
That's going on a t-shirt.
Can we just poke back up again? Because I feel a lot of people agree with Keris and probably have some things to say.
Oh yeah, there was some definite...
So, Lady Sorrow says, people who know what they want to eat, but proceed to stand there reading the whole menu, just in case they're going to change the thing they order every time.
Oh yeah, well you do that when you're sat at a restaurant, don't you? A restaurant you frequent, you will get the menu, and you will look through the menu, and then get the mixed grill anyway, because that's what you always get. But yeah, if you're doing that in a queue, when there's people in the way, then fuck you, man.
What's tempting to say there was a guy in front of me at Tesco Pharmacy whinging on and on about how long it was taking him to get his prescription, and holding up the queue of people waiting for their prescription.
This is exactly the point that is being made.
Shut up. Get on with it. No one cares.
Yes, it's shit. Get the fuck out and let somebody else not suffer, you cunt.
So can we put this thing for Keris? Dodgery cunts fucking us shit up in queues.
Yeah,
or
I think
otherwise.
that's a good way of doing it.
Dodgery cunts fucking us shit up.
It's in the sea.
It's slowing me down, and it happened at LARP several times, and I can't. I know there's one in my mind where it really happened recently, and I think it probably was just Brussels.
Just place your order and fuck off. It's that simple.
I just don't understand. Get out of my way.
I think another one snuck in. I know that we are going a little bit long here, but last one, no further submissions.
Breakable weapons in games.
That's from Harmstone.
I know, because he knows I hate it. So I want to put it in the sea. But it mainly was it was exclusively in Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you just get a sword, and I've been enjoying using the sword, and then it just snaps in the middle of in the middle of fighting an enemy, and then you have to go and fucking look around for another fucking weapon for a while, or like carry 18 weapons in my pack. Like that's what I want to do.
I mean, the breaking of the weapon sounds realistic, so I've got no problem with that. The carrying 18 weapons is not realistic. And
It
that's
is
bullshit.
realistic that
the ability
break.
the ability to carry so many fucking things in your backpack and it not weigh you down in games. That's bullshit.
So it's interesting because, like, I think we're all in video games happy to let a certain amount of things slide because, you know, if we really could carry 18 fucking dragon bones in our packs in Skyrim, we probably would be weighed down quite a lot. There's a lot of times when our inventories should never be able to carry these bulky items, but we let
And
it slide.
Skyrim does weigh you down a bit,
And
doesn't
yes,
it?
and I was going to say the I was trying to say
Not that I've
Morrowind,
ever played it, but I
uh,
have watched it.
you get encumbered. Encumbered is the term, and it comes up in some role playing games as well. In a RuneQuest role playing game system, if you have too many things, you get encumbered, and it slows your character down. You can't run around so fast,
Seems fair.
which is fine, but it's boring, and I would rather it just wasn't in it. I'd rather just ran around at full speed all the time and didn't give a shit. In fact, in Fallout, you get encumbered as well, probably because they're both Bethesda, I suppose, and you can get a feat to never be encumbered. I think
A feat.
a feat. I think it's a feat you get in Fallout.
Don't you get the two that most people have?
You would have
already?
thought that, but
No.
you've been mutated
See.
to have more than one, more than two, in fact.
Well, not two at the beginning because you're encumbered. But
That's
then
true.
You get some
Then
feet,
later
and
on-
then you have the requisite number of feet,
That's
and then you
correct.
get faster. the
You would
more
think
you
feet
add.
are wrong.
They're definitely wrong, but not if you want to move faster. Apparently,
Mufasa. A foot of holding. Yeah, I just think that I'm fine with games that, you know, I don't give a fuck about the nitty gritty. Nitty gritty can probably go in there as well. Some reason I'm okay with that. The kind of minutiae of kind of that sort of shit I don't need that. I'm happy for the game to just like pass that out and just carry on with it. So I don't mind that, but the thing about it is that there's so many games, especially the Zelda games, where it did not do the breaking of weapons, only for me to like dig out another sword from my pack. I'd just rather give me the thing I've got. I'm happy with like,
it is shitty if you're a bit precious about the thing that you've worked.
especially
hard to
one of
get.
them is the Master Sword, and like that's his main sword, and I'm like, you can't break the Master Sword. What the fuck is going on? Just like, oh, I just can't. I can't. I actually don't know if I have enough in me to care that much.
I mean, you haven't raised your voice once, and it's been a lot of raised voices for all the things that you've hated tonight.
Maybe
So
I don't want to put it in the sea. I just think it's bullshit.
maybe we'll stick a sword in it and come back to it later.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately the sword's broken though, so it's fallen on the floor.
Correct. Let's move the fuck along, I think. I'm sorry that I didn't put it in the sea, but it's more tiresome than anything else, and I don't get the point of it.
Well, there we are.
It does not thrill me to have to go back and find another thing. Pick up a fucking stick or some shit.
Pick up a penguin.
At 7 minutes to 9, we're going to hit Am I the Arsehole?
No, we're not.
Did I say 7 minutes to 9?
You did.
7 minutes to 10. 6 minutes now. 6 minutes to 10, we're going to hit Am I the Arsehole? So let's press... Oh, I've forgotten that other thing you wanted to show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Did you want to include that in this, or do you want to do it another time?
It can wait.
It can wait.
I'll leave it here, though.
Okay, I'll watch it.
So I don't forget it.
Did I say we're going to watch it, or we're not going to watch it? Did you say, Aletha?
The side conversation that's happening now may
we're
give
going to
you
watch it.
May give you a clue about the thing
We're
that I
gonna
brought
watch
with
it.
me that we were going to do show and tell with, but
Something that was talked about last episode.
we will show and tell next time because we've talked too long and this is happening, frankly. So take it away. Where are we going?
Am I the asshole?
Yes, you are. Now you've asked that question, but I would like to know what segment we're going to.
The
please.
segment we are going to be going into is Am I the asshole?
Now again, you are
Am I the asshole?
a bit higher.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? It speaks for itself.
Which one's yours again? You can start.
Okay, I shall. Still yes. Am I the arsehole?
Am I the asshole?
Am I the arsehole?
Space. Final frontier.
Am I the arsehole for not wanting my girlfriend to repay her school loans to her parents. I don't know why I said repay like that. Repay, not repay.
You're gonna repay.
Also, I didn't give you enough time to say yes, you are between the am I the arsehole.
It's fine. I've taken the piss out of you enough.
You'd be unsurprised to learn that doesn't really bother me. Am I the arsehole
Yes, you are.
for not wanting my girlfriend to repay her school loans to her parents?
That was a reflex. I didn't even mean to do that.
I felt if I gave you the caesura, as it were,
it
the
was
break.
just like it happened. Do it again.
Am I the arsehole for not wanting my girlfriend to repay her school loans to her parents? So my girlfriend and I are planning to move together after 3 years of relationship. And money came up as a point of discussion. We're both fine with splitting up expenses in a 50-50 manner. We live in the EU.
They live in a manor? Jesus, how are they affording that?
It's a 50-50 manor. She lives in
It's
half
half a
of it.
manor, half a fucking squat.
That's it.
Right, that's how they
You've
afford
got it. 50-50. Hey, it's my fucking manor. 50-50 manor.
Only half of it's yours, mate. Calm the fuck down.
Half of the manor is mountains and half of them are swamps. It's red black deck. Anyway, that's a magic joke. Shut the fuck up. We live Manody Danody. Tamsin is having a stroke. Manody Danody.
Anyone for tenuous?
Tamsin, what are you doing this weekend? Do you want to go out for a drink? Just like get that in before we get the weekend. You can say Manody Danody as much as you want if we have a drinky winky. Got to kill myself.
Fuck shed store.
Please carry on, Alex. I will. We live in the EU.
Right.
You know. Nice for some. She is in university. I am soon to be working as a decently, but not grealty, paid government employee.
Grealty?
Mm,
Is that what it says?
yeah.
Grealty.
Grealty.
His work is not in English, you
But
understand?
not grealty.
Not grealty.
I'm
working
it's
the
like
grealty.
reality. Get some Twingies. They're still good. I'm soon to be working as a decent but not greatly paid government employee. The problem is my girlfriend. Fucking hell, shots fired. She's not really what he says. The problem is that my girlfriend years ago chose to move to the big city, the bright lights of capital city. Move to the big city, the big smoke, and study at a private university instead of a public one. Yeah, that's the problem. Her parents, likely being overconfident in their economical possibilities, decided to pay for my girlfriend's studies, but at the condition of being paid back as soon as she gets working, seeing that she could have chosen a public and cheap uni instead. She has to repay about 50,000 euros in a country with a median net salary of 20,000. Man, you just fucking want to benchmark this shit.
Economics 101.
I wonder if they've decided how much she has to be earning, like what the threshold is. Because if she immediately works at like Burger King and earns nothing,
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a British student loan, then you have to earn a certain amount before you start paying it back, right?
yeah. Well, I suspect this loan from her parents is not going to work that way.
No.
So basically, if I can sum this bit up, is that she could have gone somewhere where it was cheaper, but she wanted to go somewhere more expensive, so her parents paid for it, and now she's got to pay them back.
How dare she have ambition? The absolute goal of trying to go to a better place, honestly.
My girlfriend's degree is not really marketable, and such a debt would cripple her, ours, start in life, hurting us much more than it would hurt their parents not to get the money back. As an addition, my opinion is that parents should facilitate their kids' life, and they should not expect children to be economically neutral or positive to them.
What about economically chaotic neutral? How do you feel about
That's
that?
nice. I like it. Neutrons are the positive ones.
Don't start. We're not descending into science at this late stage. It's not happening. Just read the fucking ITA.
I was trying to read that last bit because I have so much to say.
Your fishing rod was successful though, and you have caught a Joe.
I've caught a Joe. I wonder what she evolves into, Joe.
Jim. Toe.
I choose you! My girlfriend assured me that she would pay her parents back from her own salary, but really that would be money coming out of our already thin paychecks, and I would end up needing to compensate for her initially low and then even lower salary after the loan payments. Well, she just said that she'd pay it back, so shut up. I told her that I do not care for her parents.
That'll always end well, that.
I do not care for your parents. There, I said it! Good day, sir. And I feel morally fine cutting ties with them. Let's just pump the brakes there, buddy. I don't think she is.
So, honey, I've got an idea, right?
And hear me out.
Rather than paying your parents back for their generous putting you through a fine university, counter-argument, how about we disown them?
How about fuck them parents? Fuck the fuck off. Now, hear me out. Now, I know, hear me out.
And while we're at it...
Hear me out.
Just on the way out of disowning them, why don't we kill their goldfish?
Just fucking eat
just
that
an idea.
thing.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Bah. I told her I do not care for her parents, and I feel morally fine in cutting ties with them. I told her that we, as a couple, need to make us two a priority, and that I do not want to be collateral damage of her and her family irresponsible decisions.
And by us two, he means him.
I am not suggesting to flip off her parents, although I suspect that you will be doing that.
No, I think they'll flip you off, mate, the way that you're talking.
But politely explain to them that we have a serious need of money and they don't. She proceeded to get mad. What a surprise. Reassuring me that we would not feel any monetary damage, which is literally untrue. Oh, Jesus. I don't like this guy. And that eventually we will be fine. Am I the arsehole? There's a lot to be said here, but what you seem to be doing is she's telling you that she has worked it out and thinks the money will be fine. You're saying, oh, bless, of course it won't be fine. And that is massively condescending. And I get the impression that you will be able to separate your finances from your girlfriend at the point she dumps you. So, you should get what you want. Don't always get what you want, but I think you both will soon.
What is a marketable/unmarketable degree anyway? They're all unmarketable. There is no degree that is marketable
You don't
anymore.
have to have a marketable degree.
Or a degree at all.
Yeah, and if you have one, the likelihood is it's showing the commitment to completing a degree in the first place, rather than saying, there are some vocational degrees, which is not what he's saying. Like you go into a teaching degree to teach, or you go into a doctor's degree to become a doctor. But in this situation, it's saying there's things that are marketable. What the fuck are you talking about? There's so much to take up with this. It's like her parents, likely being overconfident in their economical possibilities, decide to pay for my... Why were they...
Yeah, clearly not overconfident.
They're not overconfident.
Because they managed it.
Because they managed it.
Yeah, they're still alive. They put their daughter through an expensive university.
At no point did they not pay for it.
Yeah.
Likely being overconfident. They weren't... That's not the word I think you meant to use. It's like...
Perhaps they were overconfident in their daughter's ability to pay back
to repay the loan, but they weren't overconfident in paying for it because it happened. That's the proof of the fact.
Perhaps they were overconfident in their daughter's ability to find not a cunt for a boyfriend.
Yeah. 100%.
That much is true.
That's very true. My girlfriend's degree is not really marketable, and a debt such as that would cripple us. Fuck. I just like what I would say is this paying back thing, because knowing your parents and what the parents are like, unless the parents are being painted as an absolute cunt, they don't seem to be except by him, but I would imagine that there's a fair way of paying this back, where she goes, look, want to get into this. They're like, no, we understand, darling, pay it when this, blah, blah. So he doesn't seem to work out. He hasn't said they're making her pay this.
They're demanding 75% of her salary.
And that's how I know it's bad.
That's unsustainable.
Right? He hasn't put forward the working to show how it's wrong. Probably because he doesn't know what it is. He just supposes that he does. I think you are the arsehole, and I think everyone is going to agree.
I think all do agree. And I will say, Reddit most definitely agreed.
Oh, really?
To the point that the mods of Am I the Arsehole on Reddit manually overrode the classification to give this guy the classification mega arsehole.
Wow.
Never been done before, hasn't been done since. This is the only mega arsehole on the platform.
Jesus. And I've seen some really...
I've seen worse than this, frankly, but this guy really pissed people off.
Yeah.
And
I can see it.
Harmstone pointed out there is an update. However, I didn't feel like he actually said anything in the update, and it was just him incredulously going, well, I know you're saying this, but I'm still right, and blah, 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 and it wasn't particularly
I'll happily read it at some point, and maybe
Yeah.
we can look at adding that in at another
Unless
point,
there's
but-
been an update since this point, but this was deleted pretty fucking quickly.
It's just so much about this. It's just... He's presuming quite a lot of the stuff here, like, she won't be able to afford it. I've got no real proof of it. And when he says, which is literally untrue, says, reassure me we will not feel any monetary damage, which is literally untrue. It can only be literally untrue if you have cast iron facts and proof showing you're working how that is going to be untrue, which you
But
can't
considering
do.
you can't spell greatly, I'm not
Yeah,
confident
altogether,
in your abilities.
I'm not worried. I do think that you are massively condescending, and I
Yes.
want you to press the arsehole button.
Okay, then I will do that. Because, good sir, as everybody has already established, you're 100%, undoubtedly, the arsehole. Fuck you.
He claims he's getting lynched. Well, yeah, I mean, he is going to be verbally strung up by everybody, and so say all of us. Mate, think about what you're saying. There are definitely ways of saying that better, but the worst part of that was saying, I'm happy to cut ties with her parents.
Yeah,
Shows a shocking lack of fucking awareness of what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know much about the etymology of the word lynched, but as far as I'm aware, lynching tends to involve an innocent party who is unfairly
Yes, hung,
hanged.
strung up.
Whereas I think you have just been given capital punishment
Yeah,
for
correctly
your
murdered.
crime, and you are just being hung. You've been hung, not lynched.
And, yeah, it's just like, I see an answer to our problems, baby. Let's never see your parents again. What planet are you on, cunt? Honestly.
Planet cunt, obviously.
Planet cunt. Right, I'm going to get myself a Pepsi.
Okay, you do that.
And you're going to say your stuff.
And you're going to say yes, and then I'll cry, and then I'll suck it up, and we'll carry on anyway.
Hangity dangity.
That sound good?
I love it.
That is the order of things.
Alright, shit. I've got a bad feeling that's going to... Right, I'm listening.
You ready? Am I the arsehole?
Yes, you are. Sucking it up.
Am I the arsehole for leaving itemized tips to compensate for my wife's behaviour? Am I the arsehole for leaving itemized tips to compensate for my wife's behaviour?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
My wife and I, in our 30s, dine out every once in a while, but not too often because of the wife's annoying habit.
Oh, yes. The wife.
Doesn't say that, actually.
that's her annoying habit.
I just said that to wind you up. It says my wife.
Someone check on Tamsanaki. She's hangity-dangity herself.
Dine out every once in a while, but not too often because of my wife's annoying habit inherited from her family. She always complains, sends food back if it's not absolutely perfect, and makes needless requests / substitutions. Parentheses, she doesn't have any allergies or sensitivities. It
Just
can
like Aletha doesn't really have a nut allergy.
No, she just doesn't like nuts,
just
and
doesn't
so
like
she's
nuts.
lying to us so
I
that
know.
we don't eat nuts around her.
Yeah.
It's selfish, really.
Terrible.
It can easily take 5 minutes for her just to order her food, and sometimes I've already finished my meal by the time she gets her food because she sends it back, asks for modifications, etc. I know restaurant staff don't appreciate it.
No, I'm sure they don't.
I've tried talking to her about this, but she doesn't see an issue with it. Anyway, we make decent money and we use our combined fun funds on
Fun funds?
fun funds.
Huh.
It's good alliteration, even though it's mostly the same word twice, but there are extra letters there, so we'll allow it. And we use our combined fun funds on dates / dinners. I recently started writing what my wife does on the receipt and then calculating a tip in addition to the normal gratuity to compensate.
This is so much different to what I thought it was going to be. It made me make that noise.
So, to a receipt, I might add 1. Complained about not having X beverage, plus $5. 2. Asked 5 questions about a single menu item, plus $5. 3. Asked for a new drink because too much ice, $5. 4. Sent back meal was exactly what she ordered, $5. She didn't notice me doing it the first 2 or 3 times, but last night she noticed I was spending a lot of time writing on the tip. But last night she noticed I was spending a lot of time writing a tip amount and asked why.
And she was fine with it.
I showed her what I wrote.
Mate, that is a bold fucking move, Cotton. I want to know if it pays off.
Spoiler alert, it does not.
I don't know, just before you carry on, there's a bit in, I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, in The Simpsons where they pass a note forward to Nelson that's meant to be from Lisa that says, somebody likes you, and then he looks back and sees Milhouse waving at him, and the next shot is this ambulance going, boo, like that, and him getting taken out. And I just get the impression here that it's a similar jump cut in like this. He says, well, I'll show you, like that, and it's goes,
I showed her what I wrote. She's been mad at me ever since.
And that was 1969.
Saying I'm embarrassing her to the staff. I told her she's embarrassing us both. Am I the arsehole? Petty, maybe. But an arsehole?
I think everyone sucks here.
I think you need to drink for saying petty. I'm all in on this guy, actually. I feel like it's the best way of dealing with the bullshit that his wife does. He goes on to say in comments and stuff that his wife is generally a decent person and is nice. That she just does
when she comes to restaurants.
She just does this weird quirky thing that winds him up.
I have to say, we haven't got a lot about what's going on here. I'm amused by the fact that what balls? I mean, what balls?
I fucking love it though.
The size of the balls on this man.
I mean, if you're
man
going
with
to
big balls coming through.
If you're going to a restaurant regularly with your wife and she's pulling this bullshit, you're going to quickly wear out your welcome at every restaurant in town.
Yeah.
So I think this is an excellent way of compensating for her being an utter cunt.
Now, my problem with this, we only have his word for what's going on here, and it might be totally normal and completely innocuous. But what I would say is if someone, and I've done this because it's fine for me, but like if I asked for a steak in a certain way and then they came and brought it and it wasn't like that, I'd say, listen, I don't think this is what I asked for. Can I send it back? And they'll send it back. And if it's like anything, like I want a lasagna and they brought it out burnt, and I'd be like, this is burnt, and they go. So I think if it's a legitimate gripe, I think everyone should send something back. But if when he says in part of that, he says she sent something back and it was exactly what she asked for. Now I wonder if she, if asked posed the same question, would say the same thing, because we have it. But because if it is like that, then that's fucking too much. And what the fuck do you think you're doing? But it's like she asked 5 questions about a menu item. So, I mean,
the first one complained about not having X beverage. It's like just generally bitching because they don't have.
You
something
don't have
on
apple
the menu.
Ties, but you only have apple tango.
You don't do Diet Pepsi. You only do Diet Coke. It's disappointing.
So I think that I just think it's hard to see what the truth is here, because if someone was unnecessarily cunty in sending things back, then that's bad.
Yeah.
But if you're legitimately saying, oh no, but like the other night, I was saying myself and my work colleagues went out for food at Socialite in Canterbury, and I was sharing with them something that Aletha does, which I'm sure she won't mind me sharing.
Woo! Woo!
Which is that Aletha likes to rate the bathrooms that we go in, and she starts at a scale of 10. I think I might have even mentioned this before.
Yeah, I think all women do that, actually.
And then things that go wrong.
They're used to nice toilets, whereas us men are used to
used to shitholes.
Yeah,
literally
absolute bomb sites. With
so if
shit
you
and
go in
piss
somewhere,
everywhere.
she'll come out and she'll talk to me and she'll say 7 or something like that. And what'll happen is the hand dryer didn't work, the lock didn't work. When she tried to put her hands under the thing, it didn't put.
Doesn't fucking sound like a 7. That sounds like a 4.
I'm
maybe.
just trying, but everything takes off
Loses a
1 point.
Yeah.
And I said this to my friends, and they thought, oh, this is good. And I said, you could do it for food, for restaurants as well. And we sat there, and my boss, Kirsty, asked them to bring some water for the table, and the guy said yes. And she asked for a wine spritzer with lemonade, please. And they brought her a wine spritzer with soda water, which she didn't want and doesn't want the taste of it, and no water. And so she said, okay, this is no good. The guy came over, and she said, this spritzer has soda, not lemonade. And he went, oh, I'll go and fix that. And then brought back the same thing, but this time they just put lemonade on top of the thing that was existing. So now you have a mix of lemonade and soda.
And tonic water.
And this is and the wine, basically. It's a rosé thing. So it's rosé. It should be rosé and lemonade. It's rosé, lemonade, and soda now. And she says, I think they haven't got a fresh one. They've just added lemonade to the existing problem because I can still taste the soda. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, and she's like, and they still haven't brought the wine with the second time. So now, like, for her, all these things are coming back. So then she says, could we have some water for the table? And I go, oh yes, of course. And then they don't bring the water for the table.
I would be walking out at that point.
And then, like, now she goes up to the toilet, and I ask for the water for the table. So now we've asked for the water for the table 4 times, and they've come back with so many. And it's just like, if this was this woman who's keep having to ask, I can totally sympathise, because sometimes you go somewhere and you do have to ask 5 questions. But the way this guy's talking is that actually she didn't, and I think this is too much. His perspective is it's always too much. But yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of people out there who unnecessarily complain about stuff at restaurants, especially sometimes when it's of their own making. I was at a restaurant once with someone who will remain nameless. It was not my wife.
My wife.
But we went to Pizza Express, and this person ordered one of those pizzas where they cut out the middle of the pizza and then put salad in the middle.
Yes, I know exactly the one.
Which, in and of itself, if you order that, you get what you fucking deserve, quite frankly.
I've got it. Follow up, carry on.
Absolutely get what you deserve. And then the same person then complained that there was too much lettuce in the middle. Like, they provided there's too much salad.
I think I know who this is.
There's too much salad. Could you take it back and give me a bit more of the pizza? And I was just sat there thinking, like, how the fuck are they going to give you more of the pizza? They've already cut out and discarded the bit of pizza. They're going to give you the same thing back, but they're just going to lift off some of the salad. And that's exactly what they did, and yet she was happy. I'm like...
You could have done that yourself.
Yeah.
When I was still going out with Kelly, we went to a filming, like an audio filming, because it's a radio production, a radio show of It's Not What You Know, with Miles Jupp, and it was really good. Duncan was there, a whole bunch of us were there, and after we went along to that, we went to Pizza Express afterwards, and wanting to kind of have a low-calorie option, Kelly wanted the pizza with a hole in it, and it says a pizza with a hole in it, and there's a salad in the middle of it.
Just fuck off.
And she ordered that.
The fuck is this thing?
And like
anyway?
Matt, Mo, and Duncan said, "Oh, Curly." It was Curly. Curly said,
"You'll fucking regret it."
That don't do that. It's a pizza with a hole in it. And she was like, "Ha, good one, Curly." And he's like, "No, it's literally a pizza with a hole in it." And she was like,
"If that's what you want, order a whole pizza, and I will eat the middle of your pizza for you. I'll eat the first bite of all of your slices. How about that?"
You're a fucking altruist, man.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm just here to help.
That's such a nice thing. I take a bite of every. You need that. You get petty on the fucking buzz.
No, you'd lose all your pizza if you did that.
Yeah, you would.
Instead of a hole in the pizza, it's the whole pizza.
If you want to lose weight, go with him to the fucking pizza place.
And just go to the toilet when your food's arriving. There won't be any left.
The ultimate diet is
Perfect
the diet
diet
you do with Captain Brilliant. But yeah, no, we went there and she kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to have this thing because it's going to be better, you know." And like, no, but have you not read? It's then there's an actual hole in it. And she was like, oh, Alex's friend's been stupid. And then it came out like you described. And she went,
She's like, oh.
She went,
regret.
there's a hole in my pizza. And
Liza.
Curly went, I know! We told you! And she said, I thought you were like joking. It's like, no, we were reading the same menu you were. And I felt so bad I gave her some of my pizza.
No! Fuck you, man. This was a good story until you ruined it with your generosity. How dare you?
Don't worry, we're not going
Let people live with the consequences of their own fucking salad.
She can't order food. She can't order food. She just can't order food. She just can't. She's just terrible.
No lessons were learned this day.
No, she's never learned a lesson in her life about ordering food.
Well, not
she
if you
always
keep
orders
giving her your own pizza. Now you've got a pizza with a hole in it.
I did.
And you ordered properly.
I was okay with it. Moral ruined. The moral of the story.
The moral of the story is don't go to a restaurant with Alex.
Don't go
give
break
you his
in.
food.
I might give you some food. I'm a nice guy. But not every time, though. But we went one time to the Dolphin. It was me and her. This is all about Kelly. She's never watching this. But anyway, me and Kelly and a load of her friends from Canterbury went to the Dolphin pub. It's a nice pub in Canterbury. And she always orders badly. And I said I'd order their burger because their burger's really nice. But I said...
One moment. Fuck Domino's, Ali. Continue.
And I ordered the burger because the burger's been nice. And they always give you loads of chips. When you get fries, you get loads of fries. So I'm like, I'll have the burger and fries, please. Oh, and can I get some bacon in there? And actually, question, can I get some brie in there? And they were like, oh, yeah, we can do that. And then everyone went around the table and went, actually, I'll do that. I'll do that. And every one of us all said, do you know what, bacon and brie? And everyone's like, okay, and the person's like happily adding in a little dash next to it. And it gets to Kelly. And she's like, can I order the half a butternut squash that looks like it's been dropped in a puddle, please? and everyone was like looking at her. And I'm like, babe, do you not want the Awesome-O burger of excellence? And she was like, no, I think I'll go with what I want. I'm like, now, okay then. But
long story short, Alex didn't eat his burger.
Too late. No, on this occasion, I feel like she should learn her lesson, and she got this thing. We all like chowing down on some good old fucking tucker, and she's like, she's trying to fucking. She's got like a fucking bandsaw trying to go through her thing, and it didn't.
Still not through. Fuck.
Oh my god. She's still
Alex,
eating
can I have
it
some
now.
of your burger, please?
It's the foundation to her house. She's It was horrible. It did look like a muddy fucking puddle. It was a disgusting thing, and she just could. It was so unappetizing.
I mean, I do like butternut squash, but you cannot present it in any way that looks anything other than just.
And it's just like
molten
I don't know how she does it.
poop.
I don't know how she does it. Obviously I don't see her anymore, but Keris does. But like, she can't order food. Can't order food. Orders the wrong thing. Overthinks it. Don't overthink it, but do read it. Anyway, does everyone suck here on this one? Because
I don't think everyone does suck here.
Do you want to say that she sucks?
I think. I'm
happy to go with the fact that he's right and she's wrong.
Yeah, I'm willing to lean into what he's saying, mainly because he's hilarious, and you should believe people that are hilarious. That's what I think.
I think he's a bit funny. Tamsin disagrees. Well, she kind of agrees with me, or I agree with her. We agree with each other.
I mean, they can think what they want. Frankly, it's up to us to decide.
Do you want to just? I don't know if there's anything we missed. I
think we missed a lot of things. Actually,
mainly Letha talking about good toilets that she likes. I went to the gourmet kitchen with my mum, and she wanted to know if she could have the chicken sandwich without all fillings except the chicken. And she got asked 5 questions in response.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. Chicken sandwich without all the fillings. So what? You just want bread? That would be the first question. No, I want a chicken sandwich without fillings. Okay, right. So you don't want the salad? No, right.
No lettuce, no tomato, probably.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what the 5 questions are, but
answer me these 5 questions.
I would ask as many questions as possible to wind that person up. Yeah. Keris dropped a hearty laugh. She was there at the time and knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I want to say I think I know who this is.
Do you?
Well, I'm not going to name them because you didn't name them. But
I mean, you can try and name them if you want.
Is it Laura?
It is not. That is an excellent guess, though.
Was it? Because I felt it was reason.
That is totally her pace, but No, it was not.
Damn it! I really thought I was right
Yeah,
there.
no, I can see why you thought that.
Yeah.
Let me see. To be fair, says Letha, I had a pizza that was way too big, and I wouldn't have minded swapping some out. Happy for someone else at the table to eat it, though. Yeah, this is why, I'm happy to go out and eat with Letha, because she doesn't eat very much.
She doesn't eat very much, actually.
I'm happy to eat off other people's plates. Does not bother me. Not in a petty way.
She normally waits until it's revealed to her. She reveals the food, and she goes, "Okay, guys," rather than Petty.
I mean, she did that in Germany as well, and shared her sausage about, and that was very nice. Yeah. Anyway, so
this has been very amusing.
It has. So we ask this question and then push a button. Are we decided on the outcome? Are you good with...
I'm happy to go with what you're saying.
Okay, great.
Are we still on the emotionally abusive twat husband one? I think Tamsin feels that, he is bad.
Well,
Jeremy.
She's entitled to her wrong opinion, Alex. That's all I've got to say about that. Am I the arsehole for leaving itemised tips to compensate for my wife's behaviour? No.
No.
You are not the arsehole. In fact, I have some people you can come and hang out with.
We salute you and like you.
Not the asshole, good sir.
And we want to be friends with you.
Oh, friends.
Friends. Tip friends. And take you to Tamsin's house.
One last question. Am I the arsehole for ordering pizza with a hole in the middle of it?
Yes. Yes, you are.
You definitely are the arsehole. Order the whole fucking pizza. I'll eat your surplus.
I actually thought that was the end of the episode. I thought you were doing a bit. I thought you were doing a bit.
Nah.
Oh, by the Tamsin, I know I asked you earlier if you wanted to go out for a drink, but I didn't actually see if you replied because you know how it works.
What itemised tips did they leave? Ali, you got to pay attention or you got to go back to the VOD, mate?
Several.
We don't do things twice.
Many.
Scroll on back. It's all there for your delectation. Or watch later on YouTube.
In the update, the wife accepted the harsh truth and vowed not to be such a cunt. Can you believe it? That's amazing.
Yeah.
We were right after all.
In the update was not particularly funny, so I, much like the last one, didn't bother with it. But, yeah. We don't really do contrition on Am I the Arsehole. We do taking the piss and calling them arseholes, basically.
Yes, that's what we do.
Now, do you have any final thoughts? Is there anything else on the agenda that you would like to discuss before we get the fuck on out of here?
No, I really wish there was something. Let me just check my agenda. Oh no, it was written on the thing I threw away.
Oh.
No, I think this has been good.
I agree.
I have to say, I think this episode was 60% sports and 40% not sports. And I wonder if that is going against the demographic of our audience.
I think that could have been the percentage had we finished at our normal time, but I feel like there has been enough conversation and segment after the sports conversation that the percentage is now somewhere in the region of 30 to 35% sport, and then 65-70 kind of not sport.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you had to put a number on it, what would you say the chances are of us talking sport on the next episode of Don't Get Me Started?
I want people to turn up, so I'm going to say 0%.
Okay, that's the wrong answer. It's 50-50. You either will or you won't. Same as everything else.
Fuck's sake.